Rams, I bet you wish you had some kind of emotional thing you could get into with the Rams, don't you? By the way, Rudy, yeah, someday we'll win it. By the way, Rudy, I know someday we will win another trophy. But the thing is, the teams already established will dwarf what your Rams are going to do for the rest of your natural life. So it really doesn't matter. To dwarf you more, it's on your mind all the time. You talk more about the 49ers than you do your own silly, weak team. Run and tell that. Bam. Draft coming up, right? Are they going to draft a cornerback? This is a question I want to ask you tonight, just because this leads to the speculations that were probably all entertaining. As what are the 49ers doing? Why'd you go? 49ers signed Rock Yashin to a 1-year deal, right? Niners, as per offseason usual, are mainly focusing on reinforcing the defense. You notice how we do this every year? We rarely go out and get offensive players. If we do, we're going to wait until the mid-season mark, and then we pull in some ringer. I get a feeling sometimes Kyle Shanahan is gauging how well his offense is working, and then he'll pick some out of nowhere. You'll see him go get a CMC. A CMC! Oh my God, I did not see that coming. But Rock Yashin fits the physicality requirement that the coaching staff really does appreciate. I appreciate, I'm sure you appreciate Niners moves. Stir speculation as to what direction will be taken in the draft, which is extremely exciting. It really is. Niners, what are you doing? Tonight, go to the phones for your thoughts on what the Niners are cooking now with signing players that are going to be tough for new draft recruits to even unseat. Why are you, man? As Barack points out, Ronbo, BA deleted the Niners. We all better start building bunkers and stocking up on food and water. Hashtag, why our fans are so dumb. Hashtag Big Show. Wait. Big Show hates Jesus. Show! Fam, as he just mentioned, BA has just washed his Instagram walls down of any affiliations with the San Francisco 49ers, as has become customary. The organization doesn't appear to be serious as far as the players looking for a raise are concerned. Fam, listen, a grown-ass man, and I consider, here's the thing. And me going to wash down my walls of any affiliation with, because it's like that phone call you get from that, you broke up with your girlfriend recently, I really do hate you. You call me to tell me that? You could have texted me that. Click. Well, shit. They don't care, BA. Oh, BA's over at Applebee's anyway. If you see him over there, say hi. And ask him, BA, they gonna sign you, man. Break it. Can you imagine breaking out, getting into an argument with BA right in the shop, and he's trying to be cool and nice? And he said, man, you ought to mind your own damn business, man. What you want? BA, I'm trying to tell you, you don't work here really, man. I don't want nothing. I just want to ask you what. I'd love to see that break out. So if you do catch it, have any, please film and post. I'm amused by the 49ers these days, and I've learned to laugh at the 49ers because in the offseason, you can anticipate this madness is going to take place. It's always going to happen. Do you remember the days when we were just poor and pathetic and we couldn't beat anybody, and anticipating the draft was so exciting? Wasn't it? The picking up of free agents, so exciting. And now we're in a different world with the 49ers. I don't know how to perceive them anymore. I still love them, of course, but I really wish they wouldn't have had that faux pas in the Super Bowl. Anyway, Niners have announced they have signed Cornerback Rock Yashin. The name is just so much fun. That's right up there with Flanagan Foles, another name I love. Flanagan Foles, Rock Yashin. We got just names, Hollywood names, right? Oh, No, that's not affiliated with anything with Hollywood. He's got a 1-year deal. Yashin becomes the third cornerback to join the team this offseason. See, this is why I'm leading to my thoughts, As we know, the Niners previously signed free agents Isaac Gideon and Chase Lucas to 1-year deals. Yashin, he's 5'11", 195, was originally drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in the second round. 35th overall of the 2019 NFL draft. The dude's up there. Throughout his 5-year NFL career with the Colts, 2019 to 2021, Vegas Raiders 2022, and Baltimore Ravens 2023. He's appeared in 66 games, 40 starts, and registered 193 tackles, 29 passes defense, 2 INTs, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. And just last season, he appeared in 14 games, 1 start, and registered 12 tackles and 2 passes defense with Baltimore. He also appeared in 1 post-season contest. He's only 27 years old, fam. See, because I'm wondering, Niners, well, you know what? The 49ers retracted him because due to the fact that Rock was a wrestler. They talked him into coming on out and playing football his junior year, right? So he's sort of like a natural. Had he came out as a freshman or something like that in high school, he probably would have been a little better. Might have even got attracted to a bigger school than Temple University. But as it is, he still made the NFL. What does that tell you? All right. The fact that he's a wrestler, I like. I want to see. I want to see Puka Nacua come running around there like how he runs through people. Run through this dude. Man, I could see. Well, he put Puka in a suplex and take him down, but he can't. See, I mean, this dude ain't gonna just wrestle. I mean, tackle you. He's gonna put wrestling moves on you. You gotta lose it. Grab him, whirl around him, whip him, and come down and do a backward flip and take him down in that suplex, and then get up and put him grab his arm and fold back and get him to tap out. All in one tackle. That'd be freaking awesome. But that late start playing ball is believed to be the reason why he didn't get into any bigger school than he did. Regardless of all that, though, Yashin will be charging in to stop the run. See, this is what Kyle Shanahan's thinking. They ran on us last year like it was going out of style, man. The only guy I had out there stopping people was Travarius Ward. Ambry Thomas is okay, but not very good. Diamador. One thing about Lenoir, he is a lot like Jimmy Ward. Lenoir may not always take the dude down, but the dude's going to have hell getting past the door until the troops get there. Because Diamador, how many times you see Diamador grab a dude, the dude is still fighting to get away because Diamador's a little light in the pants. Fred Warner come over and hit him like a ballistic missile as Diamador's holding him up. Bam! I said, The next time you lay down, won't you? That's what I want to see. So I got a wrestler out there now. I'll take it. Man, fam, I've been thinking about all these draft picks. Last month, Niners signed Isaac Gideon, another cornerback, to a 1-year deal. So that room now consists of Mooney, Ward, and Demo. They also signed former Lions cornerback Chase Lucas to a deal, added Yassin, and Ambry Thomas is on trial now come camp time because the team does like Darrell Luter Jr. I really think they do. And you and me both said, when Luter ran that hawk down, everybody else is chasing him. The dude's pulling away. Luter came out of nowhere like the Flash. No, boy, you ain't going nowhere. And dropped him like a bad habit. Boom! Who is that? Luter. That's Luter Jr. Wow. What's he going to be like when his leg really gets well? So I know the 49ers like him. Also, Samuel Womack Jr., he'll probably be on trial now. But 10 picks, fam. 49ers don't need 10 picks. Why bring in those youngsters who can't? They're not going to beat anybody. This is what I'm talking about when it was so much fun before the draft, before we got good. That roster is still one of the best in the league. So a rookie's going to have what chance to take a player down? Now, John Lynch is running around saying, yeah, we're really looking for guys to come out and take jobs. John. I don't know if anybody's listening to you, taking you seriously, but I know what you're going to do. And tell me if I'm wrong on this and what are your feelings on this, but I think the 49ers are going to trade up for a big swing. Now, that kid up in Oregon, the tackle. See, here's the thing, fam. The Hawks, I understand, are smelling because the Hawks are right up there watching them all the time, right? Obviously, he's up in Oregon. I don't want the Hawks to have him. I really don't. Whatever order the Hawks drafted, we need to move ahead of them. Now, what this could become is a game. If the Hawks see the 49ers are moving on, they'll trade up too. That kid could become the number 2 pick in the draft. The Hawks and 49ers gave up all their picks and next year's picks as well. I don't want the Hawks to get real efficient as far as protection goes. I want Geno laying down in the dirt, looking up most of the time when we play him. So I'm figuring the 49ers just might, because of that roster being what it is, why would we need to be picking up a lot of new kids? Now, I understand what you're thinking as well. There's an uncomfortable issue here. Big signing coming up next year with both Demo and Lenoir. It's running out. The money's running out. We can't keep signing people with big contracts, especially Chavaris is going to be needing big bucks. He is good. He is valuable, and he's going to get paid. Demo keeps on doing what he's doing. No matter what your personal opinion is, he's going to get paid. I don't know in what area range they're going to pay him, but he's going to get something from somebody if it's not us. Okay, so you got to keep on. It's a process. It's a recycling thing where you got to keep on bringing in good talent. So I suspect the 49ers are going to pick up at least one CB, maybe 2, and maybe pick up another one next year. But for all intents and purposes, the 49ers are still going for that Super Bowl. They don't want a bunch of children out there running in the secondary. Tayshaun Gibson, I understand, he's still in conversation with the 49ers, so he's not out completely. We do need another safety. It seems like... Well, we got, what are you expecting from, it's safeties, if you're going to draft one, because Talanoa, they say he's going to be fine come start of the season, right? I sure hope so. So, yeah, Purdy's contract's coming in. This is the days of us just having all kind of a talent. God, I don't know, fam, how much longer that can last before that Super Bowl window completely closes. And there's going to be that year or two we have to we'll still be competitive, I'm sure, because Shannon and Lynch no matter what anybody thinks about Shannon and Lynch, they're not going to get the brains beat out by anybody. They may not win, but as far as anybody coming in just steamrolling the 49ers, that's not going to happen. Not as long as they're there, not on their watch. I'm not saying, I'm just saying they're going to keep you competitive, much like Pete Carroll did with the Hawks. Hawks weren't going to win any Super Bowl championships or anything like that, but they weren't going to have an entire stands filled with people wearing red and gold bags on their head. So, in this case, us. That won't be the case. So, fair, your thoughts on what the 49ers are doing? What do they got up their sleeve? You guys going to trade those picks up? Or what are you going to do here? Why are you getting all these cornerbacks? Are they going to get beat out? Are you hoping they get beat out? They do hope they get beat out, though, because those contracts are probably not guaranteed of all these cornerbacks are signing. So if a kid comes in, he looks good. Sorry, Isaac. No, Isaac Gideon is already predicted to be a starter. Him and Chavaris, and you put Demo in the slot. Everybody else is going to be out there, squirrels trying to get a nut. So, man, it's going to be intense, fam. This is a whole new perspective. We're going to be watching the 49ers in a whole new different light in the next year or two. It's going to be interesting to see. It's frightening is what it is. But we put ourselves through this stress on purpose, don't we? We like the 49ers. Even when they piss you off, you still love them. Let's go up to Urbex, Overland. It's Manny. Manny, I'm telling you, man, I wish I knew, man. You think too much about the 49ers, it'll make you crazy, Manny. It's whether we're not all on some kind of a medication. What are we doing here, Manny? Two weeks. These things evolve so quickly. Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. Because, our first round pick might as well be round 2, Matty. Yeah, the pick number 31, what is that worth? Yeah. It's a blueprint. That's how you get the 49. As soon as the 49ers heard that, so we got some other things to attend to. We'll first we got to look at that draft board right now. That big board, we're still working on that and this, that, and go everything else. How about Brock? Brandon. We'll get back to him later. He'll be fine. Yeah, because that's what the 49ers are thinking. They'll think everything will be fine, and because they've got Brandon by the short hairs anyway, he can't go anywhere. All he can do is hoop and holler and scream and complain. Yep, he can't. Yeah, yeah. He probably is, but teams aren't doing that anymore. It seems the last few years, nobody's giving up their first round pick for anything. You get Kendrick Bourne's over there yelling and screaming and telling, and he wants him over there. So maybe the Patriots, maybe Kendrick's, I don't know if he's got any leverage over there. Hey, get that first round pick up, and the 49ers will talk to you. See? Ooh. Who's the worst team in the league last year? Oh, Panthers. Send them to the Carolina Panthers to get their first round pick. There's no way that. Wait a minute. The Panthers gave their pick to the Bears. Had the Panthers picked? Wait, who has the Panthers? The Bears. The Bears took what pick from who? Because they're going to get the Caleb guy. Yeah. No, really. Now, see, that's unusual. Usually, Oregon has some kind of a defender, well, you know what? Oregon's had this will be two offensive linemen up there. They're premier offensive linemen. Didn't Panay come from the north? Sewell, Panay Sewell. Didn't he come from one of the? I, well, that's what I'm saying. I know he was up somewhere up there. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys are breeding big, bad offensive linemen up there. This is Sewell now. This guy up there now. Oh, the 49ers were looking at somebody. Oh, it was a defensive tackle. That's not him. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. Maybe because the thing is, well. See, the thing is, he's playing against competition that's a little less in the SEC. But for some reason, Matty, think of an offensive person that came out of the North, or even the Big Ten, that stands out. Yeah, Panay Sewell, first rounder, Oregon. Panay is from Oregon. He doesn't. Tony doesn't. You got Oregon State and Oregon, right? Yeah, he doesn't indicate where. Yeah. Anyway, another big bad protector out of Oregon. So ever. Well, kids don't want to play it. Every kid grows up, especially if he's big, he wants to be he's got to be a sexy pick. He's got to play offense, you know. And if he's that big and he loses weight, he wants to be a quarterback. I mean, a guy 6'6", 5'6", 6'7", he could be 300 pounds. He reduces himself down like Joe Staley did when he left, looking lean and mean all of a sudden. I mean, they don't understand. Oh, everybody does. But yeah, you got a kid that's big. Tell him to eat, work out. As soon as he's old enough to work out, work out. Eat. You know how much an offensive lineman can get nowadays if he's good? Kid, forget about the sexy pick. Get the cash. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big, burly, and fast. If that combination happens, Kyle Shanahan wants you now. You know? So we're going to find out. Yeah. No, Panay came out of Oregon. I thought, yeah. No, Panay went, I knew he was going to go first round. Quentin Nelson. These are the guys that are always going to go first round because they're a valuable commodity. You can't find an offensive lineman worth a damn anymore. Defense have just gotten vicious. I mean, you really got to get an offensive lineman that's dedicated to the cause, works hard, and is willing to sacrifice his body against the absolute fiends coming off those lines on defense. Can you imagine seeing Nick Bosa once or twice a year? Good God. Some of the other guys around the league? Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, man. So, Hey, wait a minute. People are saying you can't hear. Maddie is something wrong with their phone line. I can hear you, but nobody can hear you on the chat. Chat, nobody. Okay. Oh no. Okay, I don't know if it's yeah. I shouldn't be able to hear you unless everybody else can. That's very weird. Okay, production's on it. We'll see if we can get it fixed. and the Rams said, Michael Catanzaro can't. Sharice, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Anyway, so Manny, I wouldn't doubt it. Rams fans will find a way to tap into the lines and cut them short or something. But yeah,
the Rams fans always find a way to mess stuff up.
Well, yeah, even their own organization and winning games is okay.
Oh, they're completely stupid. I mean, there's just zero. They're just smooth-brained idiots.
Okay, we've got a bunch of people here. We may have to hold up here, Manny. I don't know what's going on with it, why people can't hear. Only I can hear.
It is weird.
People are saying Ron's talking to a ghost. What?
That's awesome.
Wade Roberts, nobody can hear. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm reading it. I'm reading the comments right now. Yeah. Yeah. Michael's saying he can't hear me.
Wait, Quaid person there. He says, "There you go. Hear you, but not the call." Okay. All right. Anyway, man, I guess we can just keep talking. It doesn't matter. We can't take anybody else in because they can't hear. Man, I got to tell you though.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried though about this season coming up. You know what though? The 49ers, they appear to be working pretty hard. So I don't know if we're going to just lose games next year. Native Dancer, no, it wasn't me. Can you hear Matt? Matty, keep talking. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oscar says he can hear you now.
Let's see if they can hear me now.
No, Oscar says
okay,
he can hear
good.
you. Michael says
good.
Okay, good. We're on. Okay. So anyway, man, as I was saying, man.
And I got a curious question too. I didn't look, but what's going on with McCaffrey as far as like what we've got to pay him? Because he came in on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, we got he had this year, and I think it's next year. I think. I know we don't have to pay him this
next year. We got to.
I think we're going to have to pay him next year.
Okay, I was wondering about that. I know nobody's really talking about that, but I was just kind of thinking it was just kind of on the edge of my brain. I was like, do we have to pay that guy right now?
Man, it's too much.
I mean, obviously he's worth paying.
It's too much to keep thinking about. You look at everything else, everybody else we got to sign. We're going to have to start dropping people at some point soon. You can't be helped, right? And that's why the 49ers are looking hard and long for tight ends, right? They had some guys in a pro day the other day, and none of them worth enough. And there was Mond was in at quarterback, and I understand the ball was going everywhere but to the receiver. I said, Kellen Mond, what were we looking at him for anyway?
Geez, man.
So yeah, we got
good times, Ronbo.
We got problems. And Tom Brady's back in the mix.
Do.
Brady's also gone down on record, saying, "Oh no, I'd come back I'd be able to back up for a team that's in a contender." And so immediately you could see the light over Kyle Shanahan's house just glowing across the planet, right? Because because Kyle had already thought about asking.
That? I mean, if he comes back into the league to play for 1 year, if he was able to even do it, like, who's going to pay him just on the off chance is he going to even be any good? I mean, we saw the way he played against us in his last year.
Yeah. Well, Tom's talking about being a backup.
we throttled
He's
him.
an emergency backup. Yeah. Like, what's the guy who used to pay for the Chargers? That they retired about 3 years ago through interception.
Rivers.
Rivers, you're one of the only quarterbacks I know that can beat Dak and Stafford throwing INTs.
Yeah, dude. I've never
Jesus.
seen a guy yell at his teammates so much. That guy yells at his teammates more than anybody I've ever seen in my life, throwing his helmet around and shit. He's always mad at a receiver.
Anyway, Matty, let me. I tell you what.
You could throw it into the stands and be mad at a receiver about it.
You know, because he didn't run up there to get it. It's crazy. Anyway, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see you a Sunday because this, we definitely got to talk more football between now and draft night. All right.
Heck yeah, buddy. Yeah, we got to cram some more of this talking in here, man. This is the best. Ronbo, man, you're the highlight of the week, bro. I appreciate you.
Matty, thanks so much. That is a hardcore flattery. I love it. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Well, I look forward to hearing from family, you. Man. I mean, yeah, dude. I look forward to this all week, man. Everybody in the chat except for the Rams fans. I don't know. I've been with you guys so long. I feel like you guys are family now at this point.
Oh, no. And it's so funny you mentioned that because there's a stretch there where I didn't know who you were. You had your name changed. And I was thinking, where's Matty? Way up in Bend, beautiful Bend, Oregon. I used to always get a kick out of you. Describe beautiful Bend, Oregon. He's right, too. I've been up there.
I still drop it in there every now and again.
I love it. All right, Matty. Talk to you shortly.
All right, buddy.
Have a great
night.
I'll
catch you Sunday night, man. Have a good night, brother.
You too. And so I guess we got our call line working again. Okay. Brady, if Brady's approved for 2-3% ownership, can you imagine? Tom says, "Well, I don't know if I'd be eligible if I own another football team." Brady's. I wish you would in the booth. I'll bet you Brady would have been funny. Hey, yo, Aaron.
Ronbo.
Aaron. Aaron, what are we doing? What are we doing in San Francisco? We got the 49ers are building that defense. They always do that in the offseason. And, I don't know. I have a feeling that 49ers are going to get rid of those picks. They don't need 10 kids to bring in just to cut them and make them into camp fodder. They've got 55 players now. I think that's the latest count. So they're going to pick up some more anyway. And people are going to get rid of people that they don't want. And 49ers are probably still looking for a camp casualty somewhere else that another team can't play. But I don't see them keeping all those picks. How about you? Do you think? And some people don't think the 49ers might trade down to add more trade capital, which is an option. So I don't know. What are you thinking?
To me, to trade down to get more picks is unlikely because we have 10 picks. So, the 10 picks, if they use 10 picks, then most of them won't make the roster. So I could definitely see them. Yeah, I can definitely see them trading up for maybe an offensive tackle.
Gonna have to. They actually have to. We have two people on our team. We've got Trent Williams, and do you know that Feliciano was a number 2 offensive lineman we had? That means the rest of them can be replaced.
Yeah, I think the 49ers could use a center. The one I really like is the center from West Virginia, Zach Frazier.
Okay.
I also like the center from Oregon, Jackson Powers Johnson. But
what's going on up in Oregon? It must be the food and the air and that country living. You them big corn-fed studs. We got to get one. Yeah, we can't watch the one that's up there now. It's a bad dude too. So I don't know. The 49ers might be thinking this way, Aaron. Trade those picks. Move past the Hawks. The Hawks got to be picking in the 20s. Yeah, we can move past them.
I think they're picking
The Hawks going to trade up, though. When you want a player, you don't take any chances. So. You go to number 2 or number 1 as if you can, or 3.
Yeah, and and also from what I heard, the 49ers want to re-sign Lenoir.
Yeah, well, they say that all the time. Demo has to be signed next year. But the 49ers, if they're smart, they sign him midway through the season. No need to go into any antics with him about signing him. What would you pay Demo right now if you had to come up with a number?
So, I mean, he's a versatile corner. Like, he can play inside and outside. So, to be honest, I really don't know because I know Charvarius Ward will be a free agent next year. So
yeah, it's gonna be difficult to hold on to him.
Yeah, I think Demo might be the cheaper option to re-sign him. So
yeah,
but he's younger.
Yeah, I'd start Demo. I'd say, listen, Demo, I got 12 right now on the table for you if you want to take that. And if he doesn't like that, I don't know. I guess we got to wait till next year. But I'd mid-season, I'd offer him that 12. After the finances are all settled down and you know pretty much what you can project for next year, if I got that, sign him now. Don't wait until you get in competition with cornerbacks on other teams. Niners, why they do that, I'll never understand.
Yeah, and also Brandon Aiyuk unfollowed the 49ers on social media.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows. He wanted to make sure everybody knew, and so they could talk about him. And the 49ers don't care, Aaron. They really don't. They've seen this before. It's not. They're not impressed.
Yeah, I mean, why they always sign their players in late July? Because I mean, you got wide receivers like Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb in line for their new contract.
And you know they're going to get paid a fortune. Why? Because their GMs are smart enough not to wait until Aiyuk gets paid, so they have to pay their guy even more money. That's the way it works. No, we'll wait. We enjoy running out of money each and every year paying our people because we don't want to pay them too soon. We want to make them the highest paid player at their position in the game. Why, Niners? It doesn't work. It's stupid.
I remember, when after Debo signed his contract, he wasn't like in the best shape, during the season.
He looked awful.
And
he even said
both, yeah, and also Nick Bosa, when he came back, he wasn't really on until the late in the season.
Mid-season.
So,
he didn't look like Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. Players don't train, they don't work out, they don't focus on getting better for the next season. They just sit there mad because I can't believe they haven't called me. What are they waiting on? Brandon Aiyuk has seen this ran how many times? 4 or 5 times now? And he's still going to get mad knowing this is the way they operate. Stop fighting it. Just relax, work out, get ready. They're going to keep you. And if they did trade you, you'd have to be in shape.
Yeah, so I don't know, Ronbo. And also, Aaron Banks is in his final year of his rookie contract.
And he wasn't raising hell last year. He was okay, but he looked better the year before.
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, I think he has some injuries this past season.
Oh, I forgot about that. He was hurt. A toe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot about the toe. Yeah. Because he wasn't that bad the year before. Okay, I take it back with Aaron Banks. I hope that toe gets healed up. I like him. I'll keep him in left guard.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about the right guard. Burford, Spencer Burford.
Listen, what we got to pray for is nothing happens to Feliciano. Burford only got into the game. Feliciano already taken the job from him. Burford only got into that game is because Feliciano got hurt. We could have won the Super Bowl. That's another one of those little things that I said, you know what? If Feliciano's there, Jones is not climbing all over him to get over there. So, you know, it's too late, is what it is.
Yeah, so hopefully we draft an O-line, you know, in the first 3 rounds.
Oh, they will. There's no doubt about that. Well, how good will he be is the question.
I know.
Because
you look at the
maybe.
Yeah, because you look at the Lions offensive line. They have a good O-line.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, the Lions. No, I said the Lions have a good offense.
No, I know. Hey, Aaron, this is our new situation. The Lions and also the Green Bay Packers, they're not playing. They're serious. If the 49ers don't do something about what just happened this last year, they will take us down. That's all there is to it.
You know? And even the Eagles have a good O-line, you know, since Jason Kelce retired.
I know. And they're talking about, I read something, Howie's got something up his sleeve to improve that offensive line. One thing I love about the Eagles that I hate is the Eagles don't play when it comes to building up things where they should be built up. They are working hard to keep that team tough. So,
I know.
Aaron, we just ran over time. Okay, Aaron, let me. I'll be back Sunday because things are going to pick up here as the days go by, going toward the draft. I'll be in here more often. Contrary to what Tribe and Everett say about running me off the air. Because Tribe and Everett, I get tired of you. God, I really do. Okay, Aaron, I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. You take care.
Appreciate you, fam. Night, Aaron.
All right, fam.
And Richard Ray Archuleta. I know, right? Jim Everett needs to get a life. Jimmy Everett, what do you do, man? Are you one of those dudes that sit down in his basement, got 2 or 3 monitors in front of him, monitoring the world, and your pet peeve is the 49ers for beating up on your club, and so you come over here and annoy people? I better not. I see Sharice is back. Hi, Sharice. I'm waiting for you to break a rule. You're smart enough not to piss me all the way off, aren't you? Because the rest of the guys can deal with you. Well, they can too, but I'm not going to have them dealing with you. You will behave. Is Nikita in today too? Leave the ladies alone, guys. That's all I need. That's all I need to get rid of you. The big boot will kick. Boom. It's not a threat. It's a promise. Oh, Steven! Richard Ray, good to hear from you too, man. Thanks. Steven. Yeah, Steven, what's the next move? Because the 49ers don't need 10 picks, and we're doing what we always do in the offseason. We try to build that defense. And then if we're going to get an offensive player, we'll either pick them up in the draft or midway through the season. You notice how they do that? We picked up all offensive players we're going to pick up years ago.
Well, I think it's our curse, Ronbo. It's, every offseason we always lose a key piece to our defense every time.
Injury or something.
Injury or just letting them go. One of those key factors in our defense that we lost, believe it or not, was what's his name? Armstead.
You're right. I forgot about that already.
And here's the crazy part too, is that like Chase Young, would love to have him back, but he didn't really do much. Randy Gregory was never heard from. Logan Ryan cost us a Super Bowl. And who else? I mean, really, Kinlaw just didn't really do much pressures. So it's like, we lost a lot of players, but the only key player that we really missed out on was Armstead, and he's only good when he's healthy. When he's injured, he's gone for weeks at a time.
See?
So it's kind of damn. Like every time we try to rebuild our offensive line, something like this to our defense always happens.
Sure.
I mean, we have pretty decent safeties. We just need one more and maybe two more interior defensive linemen. But outside of that, I think we should be okay because we got KJ Wright as our linebacker coach. We have Fred Warner. We have not Kendricks, but what's that man's name? I can't remember. And then we're getting Greenlaw back. So it's like, and I think there's a third linebacker that we have that play a good move. That would play a good spot. Then we have Jair Brown coming back, coming back from injury, and then Tyshawn Gibson. I think we have one more season with. We have possibly the best corner.
No. Tyshawn is looking to get re-signed. I understand the 49ers. It seems he's not wanting to walk away. I thought he did want to leave, but it seems he's not really. I guess the 49ers are still, they've got this rapport going with him. I don't know what it's involving.
I guess I'm assuming, Ronbo, he's just a good rotational safety.
Piece at this point.
You
need Jair.
He knows what to look for.
Yeah, Jair's got to get in there now. He's got to get some reps. Tyshawn.
He seems to be getting well for himself in the Super Bowl and all the playoff games replacing Hufunga. So, he looks promising, so I'm hoping he does well this season. And, it just wasn't like a quick little flash, But our safeties are kind of...
Ambry Thomas. Yeah. God.
Our corners, with the exception of Ambry Thomas, look pretty damn solid. We got Demo and we got Mooney Ward. And then if it's not Mooney Ward, it's that other gentleman we signed. I forgot who.
Yidium.
But then...
Yidium.
Yeah.
It's Yidium. I get Isaac Yidium. Yeah. Isaac Yidium is supposed to be opposite Javaris right now. That's the way it looks. And then, of course, you got Demo in the slot. And then you got the other guys trying to keep a job, including Womack and Ambry Thomas. It would chase the guy we got from the Lions. He's probably going to be better than what we got as far as the backups.
What was it? Chase. Probably going to be better than Ambry Thomas. Thomas is probably going to get demoted to special teams. So permanent special teams.
Ambry's fast. If you keep him on special teams at least. I don't remember making any outstanding plays. I mean, Chris Conley made better plays than Ambry, and I don't think he's as fast as Ambry Thomas. I don't think Ambry Thomas' heart is in it. Some ball players are out there because they're good at it, but they're not mentally wired for the game. They're just good at it, and they do it naturally. It's easy for them. But you need that emotional content.
Well, I think it's more or less, Ronbo, is the fact that, he gets beat all the time. And he's probably just like, you know what, man, maybe this ain't for me. So when he goes out there, he's just like, I got to try not to get beat. Yeah. And, overthinks it a lot. As where, Jair Brown's like, oh, I'm a snake somebody, or Mooney Ward is going to be like, well, I've done this before, I can do it again. All of these other players that have been there longer, and not longer, but almost equal length of time, like Diamador Lenoir, he got his confidence up big time. And you would think Ambry would too, considering he picked off some, like, really great QBs, but, it's just,
Stafford
it looks
to
like Demo
OBJ, Ambry Thomas, no, denied. That was one beautiful play.
BA unfollowing, the 49ers on Instagram. It's the same thing that Devo did.
Yeah.
The same thing that made me not like really Devo because, it's just drama. And I get it, man. You want to show that, like, hey, if you're not going to pay me, I'm out. Like, but, bro, you still got one more contract.
Right, see what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. What, are you going to sit down for a year? That's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt it's going to hurt you as well as hurt the 49ers.
I dare him to sit out because Juwan Jennings is waiting to get those, first reps. Debo is probably waiting to get those same reps too. If not Debo or if not Juwan Jennings, Chris Connolly's hungry, and then so is Ron Bell. So we've got replacements for him if he wants to be that way.
I can tell you right. I'm looking at that lineup right now. I got Conley on the one side, I got Debo on the other, and just like we had, and I got that man. I got JJ. Ed coming out of the slot. I got George Kittle. I want to use more. We can't find a tight end to relieve Kittle of some of those that grunt work that he always does.
Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to tell you about Ronbo. Last call, you told me that. Well, we were saying that Ross Dwelly was not with the team. No, he still is with the team. He's just injured.
Really? I thought Ross already signed with somebody else already.
No, that was Warner. That was Charlie Warner. We kept Ross Dwelly.
Okay. All right, Ross Dwelly, he did have an injury, didn't he? Okay. Well, Ross might still be around, but they don't want to use Ross for whatever reason.
Crazy. Because when Kittle would get hurt and we had Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard at cornerback, we would use Ross Dwelly a lot more. And he was always solid. He never dropped pass. Granted, it was hard for him to get open, but he never.
That does matter.
Like a damn. So it's like, I would still utilize him to the best of our ability, and not, just waste his talent, because we're just using him as like an interior lineman, really. Yeah. So it kind of sucks watching that happen because, like I said, he's a good weapon. He's a pretty damn good tight end when we utilize him. To be honest, I mean, if you're looking at all the reps and all the catches that Dwelly has over Kittle, Kittle's dropped a couple of key passes, and Ross Dwelly hasn't.
Well, I just don't know what's going to happen. Because George Kittle's going to look back on his career after it's over, which is probably coming up not too far from now, as he's going to the WWE, saying things, Travis got all the love in the world for being one of the greatest receiving tight ends of all time. Hell, I could run circles around Travis if they just would have let me. And George could. He's way more athletic than Travis. Way more. So,
Exactly. And he's a generational freak of nature, Ronbo. And the reason why I say that is because he's not your typical tight end build. You know what I mean? He's not like, oh yeah, I'm just huge and I can run, straight, and I can block, right? No, Kittle is actually tall, skinny, but he's extremely hard to take down. And if you see some of the tackles that people try to make on him, I mean, these are career-ending tackles that they're trying to do. Some real dirty tackles, and he gets up and shrugs it off. Yeah. I mean, look at what happened when he played against the Saints when he basically carried three grown-ass men, a linebacker and two corners. No, a linebacker, a corner, and a safety.
And they were hanging off his helmet, swinging from his visor. From his guard, off his helmet. I said, "Oh my God, what is ref? Throw the flag!" I was livid. I said, "There, throw the flag!" I couldn't stop yelling because George is scared around. He's shaking his head. I said, "What is this? This is football. This is not good." So it took a few minutes, and George endured all of that and came back to the line of scrimmage and kept going. You're right. The guy's an animal. I love it.
A natural-born animal, and I don't think he gets a lot of credit because you hear about Travis Kelce's and the Eric Andrews type of stories all the time, and Kittle is just kind of like, well, I'm here, and it's disappointing because it's not his fault. It's also Kyle Shanahan's fault too. He doesn't use them. Well, the moment Christian McCaffrey came into play, Ronbo, is the day that Debo stopped getting reps, the day that George stopped
Debo
getting
both. And JJ started getting more work. JJ started getting more work, and just remember McCaffrey, JJ. Who else was involved in the offense? We became two-dimensional with everybody else, pretty much being a decoy to draw the defense. George got some shots here and there. Debo got some shots here and there, but not to the abundance where if I'm a defensive coordinator, am I going to know what's going to happen? They kept everybody off balance with that kind of stuff.
Exactly, and that's what's crazy is, that was our bread and butter for so many seasons. That's what kept us in the playoffs, if not in the NFC Championship or, in the Super Bowl, was the fact that we had so many weapons that we utilized at a moment's notice. I mean, literally, look at the season of 2020, 2021, and 2022, and if you want, you can even look at 2019. Mostert, you had Debo, you had, Kendrick Bourne, you had Juwan Jennings. You can name the players that they utilized, and you can name all the crazy plays that they had. I mean, you had George Kittle, who, for a tight end, like I said, very shifty, very quick, with freak of nature. Hard to take down, super skinny. You had Kyle Juszczyk, who, for some odd reason, we
always forget about him, right? God. Some of them catches he made this year. Oh, man.
Yeah, the toe tap. The Des Bryant 2.0.
He's done more than the sideline catches. I mean, catching the ball on your toes. It looked like he's already on his toes. Maintaining and not moving your body and just let your body hit the ground. Hold on to the ball. And the ref, it's a catch. I said, oh, hell yeah. That's a highlight reel.
Or the fact that, he jumps over people. I mean, really, if you look on paper, or, better yet, if you were to look on paper, get a novice, get someone who's probably maybe watched 2 or 3 seasons, not even 2 or 3 seasons, 2 or 3 games a season, right, of football, and show them on paper, show the stats on everything about, all the receiver stats, all the tight end stats, and say, hey, you know what do you think of this team? I guarantee you, people would automatically think we would have probably already won maybe 4 Super Bowls back to back. Boom, boom, boom.
But
the problem is that
we find a way to beat ourselves.
They're just not using them.
They don't have that step on the neck ability in the fourth quarter. The 49ers have gotten snatched in every big game. They were lead. They never lost a game by getting their brains beat out all 4 quarters. No, they got grabbed and snatched and dragged to the ground from behind in the fourth quarter with only a few minutes to go. God, Jesus! Put it right back. Oh, I tried to get rid of that feeling. It took me months. Okay. Let me. Stephen, we got to.
I'll put it like this, Ronbo. I think this should make everyone feel better. With our 3rd loss in the Super Bowl. If we play any other team in the Super Bowl, if we get to the Super Bowl this season, I'm thinking we do. I'm pretty sure we might, because we still got a lot of our weapons, with the exception of our offensive line possibly. Yeah. But we have a good chance of going back to the Super Bowl, Ronbo. We have a pretty damn good chance. If Brock Purdy gets hurt, we have
Tom
Josh.
Brady.
Well, that too. If we get him, he would too. But I don't know if they'll let him because he's still
owns
a
another
shareholder
team.
of the Raiders. So.
We got to stop, Steve. Give my best. That new little addition to the family, and Big Rome, and Mrs.
He wakes up every 2 hours, man.
There you
every
go.
2 hours on the dot.
I hope you're helping because you'll be talked about in years to come. Yes, and Daddy never got up one time. Okay, Mommy made sure that you were fed all night long. I didn't sleep. Women can be very vicious like that. Yeah.
Anyone that plays the Kansas City Chiefs will know exactly how hard it is to play against them in the rush. So if the Niners or anyone else plays anyone else besides the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's a guaranteed win with that opposing team.
I know. Ask the Ravens. Ask Josh Allen how he feels about the Chiefs. All right. So we're not the only victims of the Chiefs' magic. So.
Well, look at the Rams versus Bengals Super Bowl, Ronbo. Chiefs got knocked out, and then look at what the Rams did.
And it easily walked over. We beat them that year, too. Anyway, Steven, really got to roll. I'll see you Sunday, okay?
I'll see you Sunday, Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too. Night, Steven. Lock them up. Locked him up. Thanks, fam. Thanks. Our focus on O-line for the draft is becoming very clear. Let's build a brick wall and keep BGB. Is that BG? Is that what's Brock's? Is that a C? That's a C. BCB. What's Brock's middle name? BCB. No, I got that wrong. Keep BCB going for a decade. Shout out to the Empire, please, Ronbo, and thanks. Thank you, Locked up. Wait, BCB. You're talking about more than one person, I bet, too. BCB. Okay, I'll figure that out. Hey, yo, Casey. Down in the cowpoke town of Rio.
Ronbo, I'm at work and I'm almost on. Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I'm at work and I'm almost on break. Can you come back to me?
No, sure. How about you? I'll come back a couple of callers from now. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Yo, hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your going, buddy?
It's going all right. You know, being a 49er fan, your night never really goes well because you have to entertain all kind of bad thoughts, Super Bowls that were lost that should have been won, players
I like
leaving.
that guy that we picked up, that name. Imagine that. I like that guy's name. I put that out there. I said, oh, my God, look how he pronounced it. Oh, my God.
Rock. Yeah, Shane. Yeah.
Imagine if he ever got in 6th pick, they have to announce his name, the big screen.
Oh,
6 by.
Hey, you know when they introduce themselves on night football games? Rock your Shane.
Yep.
Rock your Shane, Temple University. Yeah.
It does feel like the Rocky. They take a statue. Rocky Sheep.
and then Demetrius Flanagan Foles. I'm sitting here, Where did these names come from? Did your mom name you that? Or did you do that? Yeah, your names are hilarious.
Some of these football players, you get their names from. Like, you wait in the draft, you get some of these whack names, man. You think of these names, you get some, like, I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, some of these names are pretty ring a bell. I like it. And then when I saw the quarterback practice, I said, and the Saints got him anyway. The Saints signed that quarterback, Mon. The Saints got him as a third-string quarterback.
I heard about him throwing the ball everywhere, all over the field. They had ball boys chasing the ball in the stands. The guy's awful.
Awful, man. He looks like he's going to throw at the cheerleaders.
What school did he go to?
Texas A&M.
Wasn't he supposed to be really good? I mean, he was one of the reasons why they said Texas did so well that year.
He's supposed to be good. I mean, he's supposed to be good, but look at how many good quarterbacks in the draft comes out and then end up. That's what I'm worried about this year's draft class. That's what I'm worried about with these guys that get drafted by these teams. Now I'm worried about it.
Did you?
And then with Aiyuk,
yeah. Did you know Brock's got a nickname? I didn't even know about this. I'm behind on this. It's Brock's nickname from George Kittle, NSFW. Hey, okay, BCV. I like it. I wasn't.
I like it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thanks, Red Eye. I do remember that. It's gonna stick.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about quarterbacks. I tell you right now, being a GM, I would not draft a quarterback in the first round. I could just see it now. The owner saying, "Why don't you draft one of those first-round quarterbacks?" I tell you what, I don't want you to get pissed off at me later. You're not going to
find one that's going to be. You're not going to find one that's like Stroud or Lawrence. No, and that first round. No. Every time the quarterback goes to the Bears, it's a curse. They don't play good.
Oh, I know, right?
It's like a curse.
Caleb, get out of it. Ugh.
Get out of it. Yeah, it's like a curse of the Bambino.
It is.
It is. You go to Chicago. How many great quarterbacks ever came out of Chicago? Maybe one? That won the Super Bowl against the Patriots back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what is his name? And then the guy who used to have the attitude that'd be smoking on in the locker room. I kind of liked him. He was a good quarterback, but I don't know where his mind was. What is that guy's name?
I don't know. That's a good one. Yeah, anybody knows that guy's name?
Fam, what is that guy's name?
What year was it? Do you remember, Ronbo?
We played against. I remember Harbaugh played against him, so it was at least 2013. 2013, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the guy's name.
No, not Jim McMahon. Hey, Chris, good to see you again. That's the real Chris. No, God, he didn't last long, and he got pulled at one point. But any Chicago Bears quarterback, did you remember? We played him also. Hey, thank you, Tony. Jay Cutler. Cutler was a good quarterback, but I don't know what he was thinking. He wasn't really serious. So,
No. Yeah. And I got to say, my daughter's got a new boyfriend now who hates the Rams. He was originally from L.A. He got out of L.A. because he was too much of a trashy, by the Rams. He said there was too many Rams trashy people down there.
Yeah, well, you know what? The Rams will never own L.A., though.
He's a 49er fan. He's a 49er. Yep.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, as long as he's a Niner fan. You're talking L.A., right? So, in that case, my daughter's boyfriend, yep. Mm-hmm. As long as the Lakers and Dodgers are in LA, the Rams will never have any real love.
No, he said the Rams general. And he said he went to my daughter showed Rudy's life. He says, man, that guy channel is so boring. How the hell does he get these people? There's not that many people in the show. It's like a dead crowd.
Because Rudy probably spent. Hey, have you been to a show? I mean, is Rudy sitting there talking about the 49ers the whole time? The guy is strange.
Nobody he mumbles. My daughter says he mumbles and he eats food. He mumbles and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes you don't understand what he's talking about. And he doesn't get that many Rams people in there. It's like a dead funeral home. It's like a funeral home. We got more action in the 49ers than the Rams ever did.
Well,
that's why I hope Tony Red doesn't have a Falcons live broadcast. I think Tony Red should do his own show.
Tony,
I would support that 100%. Tony be telling all the Rams where to go.
That's why I like to laugh.
He'll send them packing and go home.
All he thinks about is the 49ers. He wakes up on a daily basis and tries to find smut.
Rudy's probably saying, "Oh, some of his wife. Oh, Niners. Oh, Niners."
That's all he can do.
Because
there's nothing to say about the Rams. What are you going to say about the Rams? There's nothing to say.
No, it's all yeah. And then I forgot to say, shout out, I'm glad Clarissa came back in the group chat tonight. And, my daughter, she's relaxing with her boyfriend right now. She's watching. Tony Wright, yeah. Big Show, I know he'll be on tonight. You'll watch. You'll call in. You wait.
Show's got to come in. He's got to tell us about how bad things really are.
I know. We can't wait for the draft to come in another 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, so Michael, speak to that, will you? Michael, what is going to take place here with the 49ers? Are they trading up, or what do you think is going to happen?
I said the 49ers should trade up and go after the offensive line that you were talking about. The duck guy. Go for the Oregon duck guy. Go for him, because if Seattle gets him, they're going to use him to protect, Mr. The quarterback. That's what I would go after, the Oregon. And then when if Aiyuk deletes the Niners thing, that tells you know what? That might means goodbye. He doesn't want to play. When a kid like that does that, I think I don't know what's the matter with that kid. I think he needs to wake up and think. Yeah, you need to sign.
He's not going anywhere.
No, he's not going.
He has no choice.
No, he's just doing that. I wouldn't do that. If I was a player, I wouldn't do that to my team. I would think that's like low to low. I can't. These players got to stop that. Oh, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to block this guy. I couldn't do that. As a blood 49er fan, if I was an athlete like him, I'd say,
hold on a second. Production, give this particular Chris Hansen, give him time out. I think that's the fake Chris, because the other Chris Hansen does not talk that kind of drivel. No way. Okay.
He must be eating the Big Mac. He must be eating the Big Mac.
We got two, and we're finding them now. We're finding, because the idiots that come in using other people's names, they say things.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Yeah, but the thing is, they say things that the real one wouldn't say. So,
Yeah.
Chris Hansen's not going to talk about the 49ers like that. So
no,
we know how to find him.
Never like that. Chris Hansen, he's got more brains than the Ram fans base anyway. Jim Hansen's too much of 49er blood. He wouldn't do that. Come on. Rudy, you better control your Ram fans, man. Before you put a leash on them. You got them on. You got to put them on a short leash. All these Ram fans, put them on a short leash.
But anyway,
we should do a live broadcast. We should do a live show on draft night. I think you guys should do something.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing that.
I think we should do a competition for 49er fans. Who do you think the 49ers will draft in the first round? Who gets you close?
That'd be fun.
Do something.
That'd be fun.
No, I think it'd be fun. I think Big Show probably try to big it, win it, because he's kind of smart. Maybe.
Don't tell Big Show he's kind of smart. Before you know it, he'll be coming in saying things like, "Well, I'm glad somebody's aware of the fact." I love Big Show, but his obnoxious behavior is just fun. Don't encourage it.
Oh yeah, but no, we should do a contest. We should do something. I think the Niner fans would probably.
Okay, you know what? We could do that Sunday. We could talk about
draft night. Do that.
Starting now. We don't need to wait until draft night. Yeah.
No. Just on Sunday, everybody picks who you think the Niners are going to do. Are they going to draft who in the first round, or do you think they're going to trade back to the second? You don't think?
And get that Oregon Duck. And it just sounds good. Up. Get that Oregon Duck. Up.
There you go.
Get that Oregon Duck.
There you go. That's the saying for the Niners Empires. There you go, Ronbo. There you go. You got to put that on your title.
Make a T-shirt. Well, Michael, go ahead. I'm gonna go. Hey, let's see you Sunday, and we're gonna do just what you're talking about. Can you name that 49er first round pick, just to prove whether or not you have your finger on the pulse of the 49er mind?
That's it. Yeah. There you go, Ronbo. That's what I do, buddy.
All right. I shall look for you Sunday.
Good night.
You too, Michael.
You too, buddy.
Oh yeah. God, I can't imagine. I do see, though, the 49ers trying to move up in the draft. They must see at least one offensive lineman that is worth going after. We can get a cornerback or whatever in the second round. You got enough draft picks. If you want to get up high in the second round, you can do that too. We need 3 or 4 players this draft. We don't need a whole army of players to bring into camp. So, hey, Charles.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Charles, draft time, and Charles, the draft doesn't mean as much as it used to, but it's still interesting to see what the 49ers are going to do, because that big board's got to be just jamming. They got to be writing and erasing things all day long. And you and I both agree. Well, Charles, what 49er fan doesn't hope the 49ers pick up a first-round pick? I mean, it's gotten to the point now, if we sit there and watch what we've been watching for the last 3 years, you can't stand it. Oh, man. What do you think you're going to do with all that?
Man, look, I just wanted to pick up a really good offensive lineman that, that plays really, really well, man. I really want us to I know Trent Williams, he's going to be retiring within the next year or two.
Yeah, I think so.
I want somebody that's good enough to replace him.
That's not going to happen, but at least be good. God.
Well, put him, have him back up or have him, swing him out to the right, on the right side. Allow him to challenge the right tackle starting job. We need to do something like that. We need to be proactive along the offensive line. I think we need to bring in a draft a tackle and a guard. We need to do that.
Every round pick up an offensive lineman, especially if you got more than one pick.
Well, I don't know about that. We got to find somebody to replace Diamondo Lenoir.
Charles, look at here, man. Here we go. You're still on my boy Demo. Hey, the NFL recognized his efforts. They gave him and Brock a little extra money. Why?
Man,
because of their contributions to the game.
Man, Diamondo. Man, look, I'm not gonna get on. I'm not gonna get on him tonight. But we need to replace him. We need to have somebody on the other side that's just as good as Ward.
Charles, you got Yidam from New Orleans, and you got Tavares on the other side. Okay, Demo's gonna be in the slot.
Well, I mean, he's not even all that good in the slot. I mean, his lateral movement.
Charles, oh my boy,
lateral movement. Man, look, Demo, he needs to go. They need to put him at safety, man. He's not. No. He doesn't have good lateral quickness.
No, I need a hammer at safety. Demo's not a hammer.
Well, I mean, he needs to go play in Canada, the Canada Football League. He could be a good cornerback in the Canadian Football League, but I mean, he's too much of a liability. I mean, when we in the Super Bowl, I mean, there were 2 or 3 passes that were caught in front of him. He's not fast. He's not athletic. They need to replace him, man. If I was GM, he definitely wouldn't be on the roster.
Do you know? I mean, was rated as one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. You do know that, right?
Man, he's a good. What do they call him?
Back.
He's a good zone. He's a good zone cornerback.
Yeah.
If the Tampa 2 would be great for him. The Tampa 2 defense would be great for him. Yeah. But man to man, oh no. He doesn't have it.
Okay, but you know how many great wide receivers, it doesn't matter how good the cornerback is, get smoked on one-on-one. Man defense, it's not a practical thing to play anymore in the league anyway, So
yeah, but
you got different packages that have to deal with certain players.
I'm not the only person you've heard this from. He doesn't have good lateral quickness. He doesn't have good straight line speed.
Neither did Richard Sherman.
But he had length. I mean, he's 5'11". I mean, excuse me, 5'9".
Because people had a chance to take Demo's job last year. They didn't do it.
You know who he is? You know who he is?
Who is he?
He's like Scrappy Doo. That's who he is, Scrappy Doo.
Charles, for 2 years, you've been disrespecting my boy. And you know what? And he's gotten the job done week after week after week, and you still won't give him any love. I'm telling you, Charles, that's wrong. That's just mean.
Because the only time he gets interceptions is when
quarterback makes a mistake.
there's a tip pass or
No, he came out of nowhere and picked off passes.
Or he's in the zone, or he's playing in the zone.
Well,
Other than
that's his
that,
job.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. He's not going to get a coverage. He's not going to get a coverage interception. He rarely gets breaks passes up. He's horrible. I mean, the way they play quarterbacks today, they play them 10 yards off the 8 to 10 yards off the offensive line.
Wide receiver.
The scrimmage line. Oh, I'm saying the wrong thing. They play them 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. I guess they're not going to get beat deep doing that, but I mean, I hate seeing that.
It's all about the scheme.
They do that.
It's all about the assignment.
They do that in college. I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing it in college, but I mean, I can understand it in college because, not every team has the best athletes, and some other teams have better athletes than other teams.
Even if you got the players, it's a safeguard. You want to do things that are going to minimize the damage on every snap, right? So putting guys out there mano con mano all the time, this is not a good idea. Not anymore.
Yes, it is. I mean, we saw it in the 80s and 90s.
We saw the 80s and 90s.
We saw cornerbacks do it all the time.
Not all the time.
Yes, they did. They didn't.
The rules have changed, Charles, and you know this. You can't put your hands all over the receiver like they could then.
Well, I'm just talking about they trailed them. They trailed them with their back pedal. They were able to turn their hips and track them pretty well.
Another technique that's never used. When's the last time you see a cornerback or even any line, any DB? When's that see we go? That's a basic technique. Back pedal. Keep your eye on the system. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Pivot. Shift. Move. Return. Retreat. These are all the things in your mind going on because you're reading the play and you don't know what's going on. If it looks like a run, I got to beat my way back to the line of scrimmage. You've got to keep thinking. But a lot of technique has been removed, and you see what you see. The head turned. It pisses everybody off. The receiver goes up, and you weren't playing the ball. You hit the receiver, flag on the play. Every time I see that, having learned the technique you're talking about, I say, you know what? That's just BS. That's poor coaching.
I got two players, Jason Verrett and Mosley. They played the cornerback position the way it should be played. I mean, they were awesome. When before the injuries derailed their careers, they were awesome. So I mean, we've seen excellent quarterback play from guys who were 5'11", 6 foot. I mean, Jason Verrett was 5'10", and he plays much better than Diamado Lenoir.
Those guys are the quickest and the most coordination. This is why when people say, "Man, get that little tiny cornerback out of here," because they can move like you need to move for that job. So,
yeah, I mean, but that's my point. I mean, we need to get some other better corner, but I think we have. I think the guy that we signed,
Luda Jr. He's gonna have a shot.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the guy that was recently signed yesterday or the day before. Rock Yassin. What was his name?
Yeah, I'd say Rock Yassin. You got him. Yeah,
he'll be out there. And then last month we signed a cornerback. He seemed like he's pretty good. He's definitely better than Diamado Lenoir.
Charles, everybody's better than Diamado Lenoir to you. Chase, you're talking about Chase Lucas from the Lions?
No, I don't think he's the one. But I don't. If he's the only other quarterback that was drafted, that was signed, then I guess that is him. But I saw some tape on him. He looks like he's pretty good. But
the guy from the Saints.
We'll see. But
we'll see.
But I really hope within the first or second round we can find a suitable cornerback.
Charles, he ain't gonna beat him out. I can't wait to see this. And Charles, I'm gonna tell you, like I told you last year, Charles, he had every opportunity to sit Demo down. He failed. Now go ahead and give Demo his props.
Man, please.
Charles, we do have to go.
because all he's been is a prop. I can't give him his prop. All he's been is a prop. All they do is put him eight yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he just stands there. He's a prop.
People didn't even throw on him at one point.
I can't give him a prop. I can't give him his prop because he's a prop.
I know, Charles. You're gonna enjoy him later next year because he ain't gonna get beat out. I just know it. Charles, we do have to go though, and I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna see you and pray for you because you're suffering pain over my boy Demo Lenoir.
So when you gonna be back on?
Sunday. It's draft time.
Sunday.
You gotta get busy now. All right.
All right.
Have a great night, fam.
I'll be back Sunday.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Charles. I love arguing with Charles about Demo. Hey, let's see if Casey's off that break. Hey, Casey. Tyler Guyton, projected to go in the first round. Where have I heard that name? Is he a corner? Casey. Yeah, we're not getting any first round corners.
Ronbo,
And if we
man.
do, shame on us, Casey.
Ronbo, what's shaking, buddy?
Case, we're sitting here tonight wondering, the 49ers got way too many picks. They're constantly pulling in cornerbacks, and all of a sudden, they're not even looking at safeties. It's all cornerbacks. I don't know what the plan is, but they've got something in mind. So, with all those picks, 49ers got 10 picks. What? Can we go for the big swing and get the best player available? Or shall we go ahead and trade up and get that offensive lineman? It's going to be the heir apparent to Trent Williams.
Yeah, they definitely need to work on the offensive line. I mean, Ronbo, with April, here we are talking about how the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl.
We've been talking about
what can they do right now, but hope that they get lucky in the 5th and the 7th again.
Well, that's amazing, but that is the truth. That's where the 49ers get the best players, way after everybody else is picked over everybody else.
Yeah. And, Ronbo, I'm here at work, and it's Friday night, and, I just saw this thing about Tom Brady saying he thinks the next quarterback to win the Super Bowl is Josh Allen. Ronbo, would you be more surprised if Josh Allen or Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl? I would be more surprised if Josh wins than Purdy.
I would too. Josh, and so funny case, I can't wait for this year for that reason. There's no more Stephon Diggs. Contrary to what Josh says or anybody else,
exactly.
Without Diggs, Josh Allen is not as dramatically good as he was.
Well, and he blows it. He forces too many throws. But I thought, would it have killed this man to say Brock Purdy?
No. You'll rarely hear anybody, as far as talking heads around the league that are on media and on networks, they rarely say anything good about Brock Purdy. They're still saying the same derogatory things they were saying when he first came into the league. They still think he has no this, no that. He can't do this. He's limited to this. So, good. Go ahead, guys. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Brock just wins.
Well, Ronbo, I am at work right now, and I got to get back to my register here. So I'll just say shout out to Brunskill. Shout out to you, Ronbo, being a San Francisco 49er fan. Shout out to Courtney, man. Courtney just got a new place. It's a lovely place. It's doing really great.
Good.
Things are good right now, man. So
I love it.
Got to get back to work, Ronbo. Talk to you later, buddy.
Get in that case. Looking forward to it. See you Sunday if you got time. All right. And people kill me talking about Brock, man. Or BCB. I can remember that. BCB. Ellis. Ow. Ellis. Ellis in the evening. Ellis, come to the phone before we. Is that Jacko? Hey, yo, Jacko.
Ronbo.
Jacko. We've got like 10 picks, and we're not the team that used to need players so we can farm them up and get them ready for the big time. We've got a front line of players now that need backups, but they're not going to take the guy's job. Granted, we do need to renew the talent. And if there's anybody really good, sparkling good out there, maybe somebody might get cut for him. But this draft class, they say next year's class is going to be a lot better. But they say that every year. But, Jacko, what's going on? Are we drafting up? Are we trading up to get that kid out of Oregon as an offensive lineman? Are we going to go ahead and let the Seahawks grab him like I know they're going to do?
You know, Ronbo, I don't have no tolerance to pay attention to no other team unless it's just for competition. But as far as their roster, I pay more attention to my roster and build. And then after I get my roster settled, then I start looking at other teams. But, you know, I pay attention to who other teams in my division pick up because for me, win the division first, and then it goes from there. So, that being said, the Niners, they don't have many holes to fill.
Hold on, fam. Tramp should get one warning. You will not spam, especially talking that type of thing. Rakeem Boyd, you've been warned once. The next time you'll get the boot right in the booty. I love giving you mofos a boot in the booty. Okay, go ahead, Jacko.
Just give him the boot, man. One warning, you don't even need a warning. They know better,
I like to give him a minute,
Yeah. But,
all right, that's it for
But let's get back to this. We should be at a luxury picks right about now.
Yes.
You know, we should. This is the time that if it was to move up, we can do it. But if we do it, there's two things I'm looking for. I'm going to ask you a question before I go further. What is the team's major needs right now to you, Ronbo?
Offensive line.
Offensive line. Give me two more positions.
I think it's the frown upon the secondary. It may be a little overstated. I'm not going to go there. You know what? That's the only weakness I see. But if I have to pick one, I guess I'd have to be forced to say secondary. But that's always going to be every team has the same issue. Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So you're going to go lineman, secondary. I'm going to put in linebacker in there, which I think they will drive for linebacker. Yeah, they're going to drive a linebacker for sure. They do all the time.
You're right.
But my thing is that if the Niners really need really mean business, Ronbo, is that they would go and get like two of the top, I would say 15 linemen. Just go all out and just go grab them. They have enough picks to do them. You know, if they have to let go of some of the guys in the if they got to let go of somebody in a secondary or trade, some of the players have, just been sitting because Kyle don't use them, get rid of them. And because Bell, right now, I'm pretty sure a team would probably say, hey, I'll take Bell, for what he's shown, the little that he have shown on tape. They'll take him. But my thing is like, I'll know if Kyle and John is real about their business if they go and pick up two strong offensive linemen this year, and address the secondary. One of the things why I don't understand is like, why is it so hard for us to find cornerbacks?
And other teams don't have that problem. I don't understand.
I've been, Jalen Ramsey. The first time I ever seen this guy play for Florida State, I was like, man, that dude's gonna be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a couple of things that I saw. He stuck to the wide receiver. He was there, and he knows how to locate the ball.
Some guys are born with that. I've got a feeling, though. You got guys that are working hard out there, and they're never going to be as good as a Jalen Ramsey, who I'll bet you doesn't work as hard as some of those guys out there that are trying to improve.
And they know how to turn their hips. But the minute I saw Jalen Ramsey, I knew he was going to be as good as somewhat like Revis or Dion or somewhere in that language because I've seen his ball play. Now, why is that so hard to find? I don't get it.
If they're a rarity. They really are. Generational people.
But Ronbo, a million colleges. It's 1,000 colleges out there. You gonna tell me
we got scouts in all of them, Jacko?
One guy?
That's the thing. This is so scary.
No, they're not at all of them, Rombo.
Well,
they're following what other
SEC,
teams are doing.
You're right.
They're following what other teams are doing. You need to go out of protocol. You need to go make your own system. You need to do your own thing and find your own. Stop doing the same thing all these other teams doing because you're going to make the same mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm for another caller that a couple calls back, and he said Demo's not that good. Okay, Demo is good. Look, I would put Demo in the red zone only on short field, not on the long field. He'll give up a big play every time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well,
and I would love for our defense to play more man a little bit, or not more man, or just have the players to go man if they need to.
See, that's what I was going to say. You need to have that kind of personnel, though. If I got Revis and Richard Sherman in their prime back there along with Dion, I'm going man all day. But you don't
have
can't
to go
get that
man
kind of
all day.
Well, I would if I had them three together. Oh hell yeah! You know, because now
because go ahead, Ronbo.
No, I was going to say because now I can reshape my interior defense in a whole different way. Because if I got those three back there, what are you going to do? You going to throw the ball? Please do it.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's only about 2 or 3 quarterbacks that can slice up the Niners defense anyway that you might be forced to go into man. So you don't have to do that all the time. There's no quarterback in our division, I think, that we really have to go man right now.
No, not really.
But I would like the ability to go man, and I think they need to address that. You know, if you look at Demo in that Super Bowl, that last play with I think it was Demo with your boy. I don't even want Chiefs quarterback. I can't even. No, Chiefs quarterback.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
When Patrick threw that little, I don't know, little dash pass, whatever, Demo looked at the whole play the whole time, Rambo. He didn't even step forward. He didn't move towards the goal line. He just stood there and watched. Instead of I would have liked if he would react and just pick something or a target to go after. I would have picked that, but just to stand there and do nothing, that's bad.
A lot of times the coaches put those players in the positions they think they're going to be beneficial for that play.
And another thing that same caller touched on was the 8 or 10 yards gap. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. You know,
again, that's a coach's decision. You know, that's why they complained about him at the end of the year.
Yeah, I know that you don't want to get burned. And my last thing I want to address is the wide receiver. Here's the difference between the wide receiver that we have and the wide receiver and a wide receiver that we need. We had Jerry. You remember Chris Carter, Ronbo?
Minnesota Vikings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, he used to have this thing where he'll catch the ball 3 yards short of the first down, and they'll tackle him with the legs. He'll turn around and stretch for the first down.
Yeah. You know,
I need a wide receiver who have all those little knickknacks and all these little packages and put it in the game to go to another level. We have skillful wide receivers, but they're not like Aiyuk is on his way, but he's not that level like Chris Carter was, they just know their surroundings. They know what they need to do. It's just we're missing that wide receiver right there.
No, I do wonder sometimes. You know, Justin Jefferson is that kind of wide receiver. OBJ was almost that kind of wide receiver. But, you know, most of these receivers got divitude. If they would work on a game and stop running their damn mouth, they could probably be every bit the excellence we're talking about now.
Yeah, and you know, I know I don't have that much time, Ronbo, but, you know, we don't have no excuses, Ronbo. Kyle don't have no excuses. He had everything in both Super Bowls, or he had every weapon or every player he needed in the roster in both Super Bowls to win the Super Bowl. I've seen teams win Super Bowls against greater team with less.
Yes.
So for him to even lose the last one, it's a no-brainer. We shouldn't have lost that.
And I just don't. And the first one they lost, they beat themselves. And I want to let a team beat you. Don't do it yourself, Niners. And they did.
Nah.
Anyway,
I'm still having nightmares, man. You know, but you know,
think about it. We got to go though.
It's yeah, I know, Rambo. We'll talk again, but that's just the thing I see. We just need to tighten up, man. We need the luxury picks. That's what we need to get us over. We need some luxury picks right now.
I know, because that's the ones that are going to work. Because
we can do it the same. We can do it the same roster. Just get one or two players, maybe 2 or 3 players, luxury picks. And I think we'll be right back in the Super Bowl and win it this time, as long as it ain't the Chiefs.
Yeah. That's scary thing. Yeah, I see you Sunday, fam. Good stuff. Always
all right, Ronbo. All right.
And don't forget the defensive tackle, man.
Hey, always. It's just so many times. I don't have that much time, man. So I'm just trying to remember everything. But yeah, you're right, man. All right, faithfuls. I see y'all.
All right, Jacko. Oh man, I tell you, but see, fam, that's what I'm saying. All things being equal, we're no worse off than most teams around the league. So I'm saying, what little pieces we are missing, other teams are missing other little pieces as well. It's about on that fateful moment that's going to determine the game that you don't self-destruct. And damn it, Niners found a way to do that twice. Jeez, was my God. I think we had our way with the Chiefs all damn day. No, we got to wait till the fourth quarter to start messing up now. Oh, you sons of... 49er, Brian, come on in, man.
Hey, Ronbo. So with the 800th pick in the draft, the 49ers have selected
is there
49er Brian as their official bitch slapper of Grant Cohn for saying that Raheem Mostert is better than CMC. Please, sign me up now, 49ers.
Why would he say that?
Yes, he did.
I mean, granted, Mostert's good,
Wrong with that guy.
He's not better than C-Mac. I've never seen. There's been very few running backs better.
Rumble, I'm glad you're not like him and not a poo starter. I'm not going to say the S word, but
I just
he's
don't
a poo
understand.
starter.
I was going to tell you, Grant is doing that just to get you to react. I'm not into reactions as much as I am. I just want to get there. But to say that is knowing he's going to get the desired effect.
But I would gladly.
You're passing it around. See,
I would gladly like to be the next Javon Kinlaw with Grant Cohn.
Grant's not even serious. I figured that out years ago watching Grant, saying some of the things he said. I said, Grant, that's tongue in cheek. There's no way you really believe that. Oh, I think no, he's not serious.
And he learned that from his dad. His dad was horrible to one of my favorite baseball players of all time, Mr. Will the Thrill Clark, who I got to meet and watch play for years. Lowell Cohn was just horrible to him.
Yes.
Yeah. Said some horrible stuff about good old Will Clark, and it used to just tick me off. So, yeah, I don't know about those cone heads. I don't know about them. So, but hey, this Brandon Aiyuk stuff's getting ridiculous. I'm about done with this guy. How are you feeling about it?
I don't pay any attention to it because Debo did the same thing. They're all going to, especially wide receivers, they're all going to do this. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what right now. Let me clean this red and gold off of my damn wall, huh? How you like that? You going to take your time to call me in? Don't think so. Wow. I ain't putting up with this stuff, and I ain't coming out there to play with no contract this year. Here's the thing. Brian, if these guys, nobody's ever done that except for that one running back for the Steelers. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can't sit down for a season because behind principle, and I'm not losing face because I said I wouldn't play and I played anyway. You notice they never go this so far as to say that. No, they won't do it.
I don't understand why they take that road instead of being more professional. I mean, you're basically pissing off your boss that's going to throw millions of dollars at you. I don't get that.
Just won't relax.
I
mean, the thing is just experience. Look at the Bosa family. Nick we never heard a word from Nick. And now he's one of the highest paid defenders in the game, right? Fred Warner, very quiet, got paid. Kittle made just a little comical noise, but not much. Right?
Yeah.
So I said, guys, why don't you relax? Everybody got paid that's going to stay, and you're going to stay because if you weren't, they would have traded you by now. And if after draft night you're still doing that, obviously they're going to pay you. Settle down.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I was his agent, I would just be, hey, come on, knock it off, you know? This ain't going to do you any good. This makes you look like a prima donna, you know?
Fan popularity.
That's what I get tired of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, Ronbo, I like your idea of getting some offensive players. I think we need offensive line guys really bad.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do it, and maybe we should get a tight end too to help out Kittle. What do you think about that?
Okay, see, here's the thing about a tight end. Did you know George Kittle was going to be good?
Wow. No, I don't think anybody did, right?
See, the minute you try hard to – remember A.J. Jenkins? You know what? The minute you try hard to go after a player in the draft, he turns into whatever, but it's not what you wanted. So I'm starting to think, people used to get, Trent Baalke used to get in all kind of trouble. He said, "Oh man, Trent Baalke ain't gonna grab no offensive player in the first round, man. Forget that." I said, "Well, you know what? If I was,
how come you're not talking to him like him right now?"
Oh yeah, I just get it. You know what? You guys can go to hell with me picking up a first round pick. Well, the first any player that's worth a damn is not going to be in the first round, and I happen to know that. Some of the best quarterbacks in the world did not come from the first round. So let me do my job and stay the hell out of my business.
That was the Jim Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, because
leave me alone, Jim Harbaugh.
Yes, because I says, you need Trent picks up some good defensive players. He picks them up in the first round normally. But you know what? When he picks up offensive players in the first round, it's just awful. Let him continue to stay with his strengths. He knows where his weaknesses are. We need to recognize him for that and have appreciation for him that he knows that and stay the hell out of the first round with your offensive picks. My God, Trent, you're terrible. So,
Well, hey, Ronbo, can't you say that, honestly, besides the Trey Lance debacle, can't you say that Shanahan and John Lynch have done a pretty good job at drafting since they've been here? Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, they actually, they've made a few mistakes, but then in comparison with the rest of the league, I doubt whether they're really the worst in the league at picking up picks. I mean, look at the Panthers.
Yeah.
There's other teams that are doing, even to the point you have to even mention the Browns, who took 10 years with nothing but first-round picks to become relevant. Now, what does that mean? You're doing something wrong.
I couldn't tell you. It's crazy. So. I just hope we go after some players that really just improve that line, because I don't want Purdy getting hurt, So that's a big worry for me. I just want him healthy all year. Because I think he's going to have a great year, don't you, Ronbo? If he gets that line improved.
I didn't know he was going to have a great year last year with his arm being in the shape it was, and he had to work on it. Now this year, that arm's fine. He's out there working on his game even as we speak, most likely, and he knows he's up for a payday. And you know how people do when they're getting paid.
Why didn't he get comeback player of the year?
They don't like him. Most NFL people don't like Brock Purdy. They attribute all his success to the people playing around him. And I said, you guys. Wow, that's just how unfair can you get?
Do you remember who do you remember who received that award this last time? I don't even remember.
I was about to ask you who got offensive player of the year? It should have. You know what? It should have been over in Texas.
Or was it comeback player of the year? Right?
Yeah.
Don't they have a comeback player of the year?
There's. I'm trying to fill that plug too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't, because I never really paid a lot of attention to that unless it's our guys.
I think we all can agree on that, right?
It should
have been Brock. And he should have been our MVP as well. He had better numbers than Lamar. That's my opinion. So,
wow.
I'm sticking to it.
Well, remember, him and Lamar were going neck and neck until we had that one game, and all they were waiting for is one game for Brock to mess up. Oh, now we can give it to Lamar, or we can give it to Dak. Brian, that's what pissed me off more than anything else. I didn't have a problem with Lamar being in the conversation, but what do you put Dak in there for? How many teams has he beaten over 500? You guys, this is a travesty and an outrage. Stop talking about Dak as if he's in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. He's not. God.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick Wrong. Thank you, Nick Wrong. God. Well, Ronbo, hey, I'll let you go. I just don't have much more to say other than I just wish Brandon Aiyuk would quit acting like a diva. I get tired of that stuff.
These guys are high strung.
Yeah.
Most receivers are.
And just you know you're a good player, Brandon. Just quit being a diva. You know, we want you on our team. So, but all right, I'm gonna head out. So everybody have a good night. Ronbo, appreciate you. Love everybody. Have a good night. Hope everybody's safe on Friday.
All right, Brad. See you Sunday. All right.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye, Brad. Yeah. It makes you so. It kills how they just. Brock Purdy's the most innocent, soft-spoken kid in the game when he's away from the field, right? He gets no respect. Doesn't respond. Sometimes I really wish he would have a Baker Mayfield moment, though. You know how Baker Mayfield used to look at the critics would come after Baker. Baker had no problem getting in as soon as he got the platform and the mic or press conference. He would, before I answer this question, I just want to say something about blah, blah, blah. First of all, put yourself in my position first and walk in my shoes before you make those comments. Baker, what are you talking about? Because Baker used to get criticism that really used to rub him the wrong way. He used to take everything said about him really to heart. It used to crack me up. And well, he's a high octane dude. So, let's see what we got now. Hey, Tony out in the land down under. Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, man, we're sitting there enjoying the few weeks we have left to not be pissed off. Because you know what? We got a good team now, and we expect a lot of them. And they have a tendency to do things that really set you on fire, including your favorite guy. I agree. So. Hey, we got 10 picks, though, Tony. We're not keeping all those picks. I just know we're not. But what are you going to do with them? You going up and get your offensive lineman? You going to do something real ridiculous, unpredictable? What are you thinking?
I know they've signed a few players. I haven't really had a look at them. And, over the years and all the pain that we've been through and all this shit, you tend to now to sort of like, I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually see these boys out on the field.
And you should.
What can I do? What even if I comment on it, it's not going to make any difference, is it? Because we've got. Okay, let's do it this way, Ronbo. What have Kyle Shanahan and Dak Prescott got in common? Because we're talking about both.
I love the comparison. Tony, I don't even know which direction to think. Please,
very simple.
Indulge me.
They both shit themselves in the finals.
Hey, but wait, Tony, Dak never gets to a final though.
He gets close enough.
I mean, losing doesn't matter.
Even if he doesn't get to the final, he does exactly the same thing as his mate Kyle. I think they're a perfect match, those two. They should go away, both of them, and form a team in that other league, whatever it's called.
Yeah. The Canadian League, or the new league they just
no, not the Canadian League.
The one we got. Who's the owner of that league now? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know.
But the other thing is, I heard some of the boys talking about
part owner.
Yeah, some of the boys talking about the Aiyuk saga.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I'm sorry, I agree with them. What are we doing here? You got $1 billion business, and we're gonna be dealing with little boys and girls with skirts on that chuck tantrums on Instagram and social media. I am taking my 49ers webpage down. Well, you've got to make an example of these people. You have to tell these kids, listen, mate, I'm about to change the outcome of the rest of your life. And you are carrying on like that? All right. we're going to set a precedent here. We're one of the best clubs in the game, and we're not going to stand for that crap. See you later, buddy.
Tony, the only problem with
You know
that is,
what I mean? Like,
you, in today's league,
what's the problem? I'll solve it for you in 2 seconds.
well, no, it might make it work. Tony, this generation you can't talk to them like that. You know, because
yes, you can.
Because here's the thing, it'll cause a domino effect. Now you got kids that don't want to play for the 49ers at all because they'll think we have an attitude. That's the way they think.
Bad luck. There's no attitude, Ronbo. All right? I was brought up to respect your elders.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And when I was walking to school, if somebody said good morning to me, I was supposed to say good morning back to them. I got up for ladies, pregnant or not, whether I was catching the bus to school or catching the train, I would get up so a lady could sit down.
Yeah.
All right, we've created these little pissant monsters.
You know what, though? You have to be right about that because they're the ones offspring of the generation that said we have manners and we're polite.
Exactly. All right, we're the ones to blame. We've created them. So therefore, you say to them, no, you put your skirt on and get out of my face. All right?
Tony, you see, the thing is you can't raise a... Tony, you got a son or a daughter?
Yeah, I've got one of each.
Now,
listen, Ronbo, I live in a small town, right, close to the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, in a really, really nice area.
Yeah.
But when you come to, you guys call them bars, we call them pubs.
Yeah.
All right?
I know about that.
When you come to the pub in our town and there's tourists, they come in and somewhat, you guys say F-bomb, the C-bomb, all those profanities, right?
Yep.
In that pub, someone will go, oh my God, you can't say that. Well, that's a rude word or whatever. Every single person there will say, baby, there's the fucking door. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. All right?
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
We've gotten to the stage, even at school, Ronbo, at primary school, we used to go up to two kids would go up to the teacher. You said this to me, said the teachers used to teach us, sticks and stones will break your bones.
Yep.
But words will never hurt you.
Yep.
What's wrong with these people? Oh, we're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. How about you bite down on a bit of concrete and harden up a bit?
Tony, see, this is the thing about the industrialized world in the 21st century. The problem is you don't have time to stay home and work with your children like you would like to and make them grow up to be good citizens that can be adjusted and make a better society better than it is.
You don't need to, Ronbo. You know how I grew up?
How'd you grow up?
Right? My dad was ex-army.
Oh, well, I know how you grew up. Yeah.
And respect is written on my right boot. If you don't learn what it means, my right boot is going to be in your ass.
Yeah.
All right? And if you did something wrong, okay, not today, tomorrow or the next day, I'll call them sniper shots, right? You'd be walking past him in the kitchen and you just cop a backhander.
Yeah.
Right? And then you go, Dad, what the hell was that for?
And I bet you didn't say that,
though. That was for 2 days ago when you thought you just got away with it scot-free. Right?
No, you know, the thing is, now kids got their phone, they got child services on speed dial. Tony, things have changed in such a way where you can't really discipline your child to really make them behave. You've got to go.
You need to come down. The moral of the story is to beat your kids, everybody.
That reminds me of that Indian comedian. You got to beat your kids. But, you know, the thing is they don't. It's just they've got rights now. You can only discipline them and you can only use certain tactics. You need to use intellect now.
Really? They've got rights now, have they?
Oh, lots. You've got to use intellect now. You can't just...
Okay, when I say to them,
what?
There's the door, get your little suitcase, and piss off. But when you leave, don't come back. All right? Don't come back. Once you walk out through that door, you are not coming back. All right?
And the child
and
doesn't
then we'll
realize
see,
that.
See what kind of rights they think they've got after that. When they've got nothing to eat, they can't survive out on the streets at that age, right? Because they're stupid.
It's the thing. That's what I'm getting ready to say. The kid doesn't realize how hard and cold the world is. All he knows is I'm going to hurt his feelings. I'm going to hurt her feelings, and I'm walking out and see what they say then. If you can hold that stance down and not worry about your child out in the streets alone, it might work. But you're going to be, Tony, you'd go nuts if one of your kid went out like that. You might be hardcore when they leave, but a few minutes later, oh, shit, God, you're going to find them.
No, that's the wife. That's the wife.
Well, see, I'm saying, so one of you is going out.
Okay. But listen, we don't have, like you guys do, packing heat every 12, 13, 15-year-old here. So you don't have that problem. Plus, where I live, they'll know it's Ronbo's. They'll say, look, that's Ronbo's kid. Or Tony's kid.
He's running
He's
around.
in trouble. He's in deep shit. All right? We know because he's out by himself with his sister.
Yeah.
All right? And it's midnight.
Oh, that's so scary. Oh, my God. And you never forgive yourself if something happens.
Nothing will happen. The neighbours will see him somewhere and they'll say, do you want us to take you home? And they'll start crying and say, I'm scared of Dad. What'd you do? I did something wrong and he kicked me out of the house. I told him I was going to call the police. Oh. Now I'm going to take you to the police so you can live with the police. Not with me or your teacher or whoever gave you that stupid number. Go live with them.
So you're thoroughly entertaining on this subject. It is an entertaining subject because you know what? Any kid 17 and under is really a pain in the ass. And they don't care. They work on that. You know, God, what are you thinking?
Ronbo, we're talking about players that can make babies and have families and they're acting like school children.
Hey, that's a good point. I think Aiyuk does have a child.
You know what I
I
mean?
hadn't thought about that.
What kind of a Fred Warner make a big fuss about his thing or whatever, he kept quiet. You think about all the players that kept quiet, they got paid as well.
Yeah. That's why Aiyuk's stripping. Yeah.
Yeah, can you not take a page out of that person's book or some advice? You've got Trent Williams, you've got older fellas there in the team. Say, listen, man, cool down, dog. We know, everybody knows. The whole league knows what kind of a player you are. You'll get paid. The 49ers have a history of paying their players. Relax, brother.
We ght Tony wound up now. Tony, listen, I want you to keep that energy. I love it. Let's see you Sunday, okay?
All right, brother. Shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, the rest of the crew, and catch you in the next chapter.
Right,
where are we going, Ronbo?
Yeah, I know. Where
are we going?
Yeah. All I know is I'd love to see observe you and your family and how well behaved those kids are, because I got a feeling they're model citizens.
Down, huh?
You know, I'd love
to.
You
got free accommodation. You don't fight for nothing. I got plenty of room here.
And no guns in it, but I love it. All right, Tony, appreciate you, fam. I'll talk to you Sunday.
All right, brother.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers, man. What?
Tony, serious about rearing youngsters. That was fun. Jack!
All I gotta say is
Jack.
Happy birthday, Al Green.
Really?
Happy birthday, Al Green, April 13th. And all I gotta say on the Aiyuk situation is let's stay together, baby. Let's stay together. In the words of the birthday boy, Mr. Al Green himself, let's stay together.
Yeah, well,
but hey, man, that guy was self-driven today. I'll tell you, Tony was self-driven today, man. You know, and you know what else is self-driven? Talking about all this investment we're making in these kids with technology. How about an elephant dick? Did you know that an elephant dick is self-driven? Elephant dick is self-driven. They do not motion or move. I was going through National Geographic on YouTube, and I saw a big ass elephant with his big ass dick popping in another elephant.
Jack.
He finally found her, and then all of a sudden he's not moving because their dick is self-driven.
Yeah, but Jack,
God damn.
Well, God saved them. They're pretty heavy, you know. It's not hard to be real athletic at that size, Jack. Jack, can we move back to football though, please? No, Nat Geo.
Let's go back to football. Go back to football.
Yeah. Right.
I did say let's stay together. You know, but you know, and going on. You know, it's your boy Jack. I got to always point out the fact that I was the first to say let's draft Brandon Aiyuk in February, along with Laviska Shenault, before Cool Whip said anything, late in March. Remember, I ran
Shenault. That's what I was trying to think of. They reminded me of Brock back in that day. It was Shenault. That's right.
Remember, because I told you, I said, what's better than one Debo, two Debos, and I still think he could fit in our system right now. But, you know, Brandon Aiyuk is one hell of a route runner. I was the first to tell y'all, let's get him. And I'm going to do something crazy tonight, Ronbo. And, you know, I was thinking this before anybody on ESPN, NFL.com said this, is that I just kept saying, man, you know what, should I go on my undefeated record? And you know, but you know what? The O has got to go. I ain't scared to let the O go, baby. I'm going to tell you guys, and Ronbo, you first here, exclusive. Malik Neighbors is better than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Really? Because Marvin Harrison, everybody's talking about him.
That guy, Malik Neighbors. Give me Malik Neighbors over him. I wouldn't be mad if we trade all our draft picks like we did for Trey Lance to get Malik Neighbors, and then trade the goddamn IU. If we do, I'm so high on this guy, man. I'm so high on this guy.
Hey, but Jack, just one year first round. I don't need 2 more years of no draft.
No, I'm messing with you, man. I ain't trying to lose all our first rounds here. I'm just messing with you. But listen, I am high on Malik Neighbors.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I am high on him, but you know what I'm saying? But listen, talking realistically, we have a chance to enhance our defense because our offense is going to keep making us to the championship game, to the Super Bowl. If we get a defense that can really stop these guys, Detroit and Green Bay, we had difficulties with the run. We barely made and then also with KC. You know what I'm saying? They had a Marshawn-looking type of runner. What's his name on KC? Anybody else in the chat? I forgot homeboy's name.
Little tiny self, and he's just running through the 49ers like they're paper. That made me so mad. Come on, man. You guys outweigh him by how much? And he's just knocking you back. Give me a break. I was so mad. God.
Exactly.
He's good, but not. Come on.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? There's some defensive tackles. And that's one thing what I mentioned a few calls earlier. The guy said linebacker. You was talking about O-line and cornerback. But defensive tackle, man, one of these guys are going to fall into our lap. I mean, Devondre Sweat, 6'4", 362 pounds from Texas, just got arrested April 7th. So we might be able to get him in our second-round pick.
Jack, back up on that. You say he just got arrested?
Yeah, for being under the influence. But, you know, it's a happy time for these youngsters. And like what Deion Sanders just said. No. Hold on a second. Hold on. What did Deion Sanders just say went public with that? They like to have their draft selections, like, drop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Reuben Fox. They like to drop. And some of these guys, you know what I'm saying, they do have a P for a brain. But, you know, I mean, they're knocking these dudes, and this is a happy time. Yeah, he made a little mistake, but I'm still, you know, high on these guys. And for somebody that size, Ronbo, 6'4", 362 pounds.
Oh, you said
360. 2 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. 8 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback hurries, 4 pass breakers, 45 total tackles.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm sure they noticed him. And I wonder.
You got his. Yeah, I mean, look. We got the two veterans. We traded a 7th-round pick for one of them from Houston. We got the guy from Cleveland. So we got the 2 veterans. That's going to help one of these defensive tackles. You know, be ready once the season comes to season them up. And his teammate Brian Murphy might fall. But you know what? There's always that one Ronbo, that cowboy, that Justin Smith, who Mike Nolan took on a helicopter around the Bay Area and secured the deal when he signed with us. And then obviously we know what he did. But there's a guy, and I told you about him, and then Larry Krueger, after I said stuff, got him mocking us. But Brandon Fisk, man, for Florida State, he's that country strong, but so fast, and like he's just, man. Have you seen this white dude, Brandon Fisk?
No, you remind me of AB talking about, well, never mind. Go ahead. It's just.
No. I'm just saying, man. We need somebody like this.
Well, Terradome,
and there's gems.
Terradome agrees with you. I mean, exclamation point after exclamation point. Terradome.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot of people in here, and I'm just saying, man. I want to go defense, and defense, so we can stop all these offenses, because we know with Kyle Shanahan's brain and the team that we got, we're gonna get there. We need a defense to stop Mahomes and Detroit and Green Bay. But that's my time, and I said it again: Malik Neighbors over Marvin Harrison Jr. You heard it here first. And so I'm just wrapping it up, dog. It's always a pleasure, man. I think it's our 10-year anniversary show. So you know what I'm saying? Love and luck.
Yeah, I think you started 2014. You're right.
Yeah, and you talked about the Indian comedian. I'm half Indian, half Samoan. So
what is that guy's
I got a shout out to beat your kids. What he said. It's Russell Peters. You're talking
Russell
about
Peters.
Peters.
Yes. Oh God, he kills me.
But talking about Indians on this day also in 2021, voice actor Hank Azaria, who is white, apologizes for voicing Indian character Apu on The Simpsons for 30 years. But listen, man, as an Indian, y'all, I want to bring Apu back, man. What's wrong with Apu is the American dream, Ronbo. Let me finish it by this, man. This guy got his own business. He got a hot wife. He got kids. And he's overcharging white folks to get rich. What's wrong with that? I mean, that's the American dream, baby. Come on.
Stop,
bring
Jack.
Apu back. Bring Apu back.
I guess you got that message across. Jack, I will see you Sunday. and everybody's unsettled tonight. I mean, Tony lost it. Now Jack's lost it. Jack, have a good night. Have a great day after you, King. I'll see you Sunday.
Hey, stay self-driven now.
Will do. Night, fam. A good day to fam. Ooh, it's Terradome. Terradome. Come on in, man.
What's up, Ronbo? How are you this lovely evening?
Yes, doing just fine. Because, there's, as I was saying earlier when I started this whole show, I said, we remember the days when we didn't have nothing and we were so excited about the draft because we was getting ready to build that team up, coming down through 2014, 2015, 16. It was really rough. We got to go through the Harbaugh years and all those, not Harbaugh, but Tom Sula and, of course, Chip Kelly. And then all of a sudden, here comes these two guys. And in the beginning, it looked a little shaky. And then all of a sudden, it started gaining momentum. And the draft got more exciting every year. And pretty soon, we ended up going to the Super Bowl. We didn't win it, but still, my God, I didn't think it was going to make it. And now we got a team that's full of studs. And whoever we draft, I don't know if they can make the team unless they just cut somebody to be cutting them for money's sake, right? So it loses its it's not so glitz and glimmer now. We're going to stop jiving. You got the team to win it. Would you please find a way to stop beating your butts on your own in the fourth quarter, win the thing? So, so that's what I'm saying. What are we going to do with these draft picks? Are you going to use those to get something else, move up, which would be wise, or do the 49ers tear them? Do you have your finger on the pulse of the 49er mind?
I'll tell you what they should do, Ronbo. We need to move up like George Jefferson and Wheezy on the hit TV show, the 70s, The Jeffersons, and get J.C. Latham, right tackle, the University of Alabama, or Talise Fuaga of Oregon State.
That's him, Fuaga.
Ronbo, Ronbo,
yes,
we are good and grand at every position on the field. All of our rooms are filled with all pros, all this, all that.
Every room, at least one or two
Except when
guys,
it comes
exactly.
to that offensive line. I need a good offensive line. I need a dominant offensive line. We came up in the 70s. You and I are a little bit more age. Ronbo, the offensive line has to dominate and take over games. It is an extension of your defense. I will go as far as, remember the 85 Bears offensive line and running game. The Raiders of the 76 with Art Shell and with the Gene Upshaw, the Redskins of the 86 and 87 ilk, them black and blue New York football giants. Ronbo, I'm tired of having the 23rd, 4th, 5th ranked offensive line and having great talent all around it. We need to put up the best offensive line you can get, even this thing out, and intimidate some teams and eliminate Kyle from making bonehead decisions in the fourth quarter. You just bludgeon them to death like the Cowboys did in the 90s.
Take control.
We
Stay
can be
in control.
ambidextrous on both sides.
All right.
I was on my show, Terradome, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10. And Ronbo, I got to have you coming in there. And
Okay.
I asked the straw poll. I said, who was the better running back, Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith? And to a man, if you got in your chat right now, it'd be about 90% Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was great. All the talent in the world, great. But who got the rings, Ronbo?
I know, right?
Who got the title, Ronbo?
That's Barry. You put him on the Cowboys, it'd have been the same thing, and maybe done with a little leisure. Emmett was good, no doubt. But Barry was weird.
And that's exactly my point, Ronbo. If you would have gave Barry Emmett's offensive line, come on, what are we really talking about here? That's the importance of the offensive line. The great Jim Harbaugh said, the offensive line is the only unit that doesn't need anybody else to succeed.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I agreed.
Brock Purdy can't be Brock Purdy if the offensive line giving up sacks.
No quarterback can.
The receivers can't get the ball if we can't get protection.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive player of the year can get even more yards if that right side is solidified and intimidating. Heck, our coach can't make bad decisions if we done bludgeon the team to death and they can't operate and function in the fourth quarter. You need the offensive line, and it makes your defense better because they resting and they off the field.
Getting to sit down that they need. But hey, you remember Harbaugh and Kaepernick?
That's what should be done.
It should be.
Yeah.
But remember Cap, his eyes were starting to drop. Why? Because they had hit him so hard, after AD and the guard next to him. We had guys in there that just couldn't get it done. And
Mike Iupati.
Iupati and AD. That was one of the best duos. And I got the Rhino on the other side. And these guys were tough. In the center,
tough.
We had everything we needed. Yeah. So,
Get it done. That's what I like. And that's see, I think about the draft. I started thinking about draft right around Thanksgiving. When they start having the bowl games.
Well, you see clearly who's good. Yeah.
Players and they're starting to have ACC championship, SEC championship. We're getting into the bowl season. I started looking for ballers then. Your caller before was talking about the guy Brandon Fisk. Yeah. That dude looked like the Cowboy. He looked like something different. If you can get Brandon Fisk in second, third round, you bring him and put him in scarlet gold. I seen him about take over a game in the ACC championship.
He's
that
gonna
young man can play. He's a DP, and he will make us better. I will attest that. But
what makes you think he's going to fall that far?
When Mama take you shopping for Christmas, I saw what I wanted. Is J.C. Latham, University of Alabama, big. You can't get around them. You can put. I want to see T.J. Watt. I don't care if it's Max Crosby. I don't care if it's anybody else. This kid's ready to play. You've been with Nick Saban 3 years. You've been playing SEC talent. You big as a house. It got it makes steps like a Chinese typewriter. The way Hammer used to go across the stage. He's ready to go.
On both feet
He's
at high
ready
speed.
to go.
Ring
That's the only way I know. That's what I want for Christmas.
5, Jim. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing. 49ers, they're going to notice that talent you're talking about. But the bad thing about it is, Terradome, everybody else in the league who's picking higher than us. That's why I said 49ers, you cannot sit at 31 because everybody needs offensive linemen. You got to move up out of that spot.
You got to move up. You got to move up. And the rest of those picks ain't going to matter. Usually, man, every year you get 7 picks. We got 10 this year. Only 4 of those guys are going to make the team, Ronbo. Maybe. And maybe 1 will start. When you see what you need and you see that it can be successful in the National Football League and it's been proven over again, that's the guy you need. Don't go out here messing with what the commercials say. Don't be fooled by imitations.
Right.
Don't get these other guys and stuff like that. You need that guy.
And don't bring back the term, well, we knew he was a project. Well, if you knew he was a project, why did you pick him up?
What you going for?
Let it be somebody else's project.
I don't need no projects. This ain't good times.
I've had enough
we
projects
trying to win
this.
a Super Bowl. Oh. We got 1 more year with Brock at 875,000. Get Aiyuk. I know he did what young men do and removed some things from his social media. It's just like a hostage situation. This is the thing that people do every time they let's turn off the lights.
Yeah.
Let's ask them for the hostages for food. It's 101 in negotiation. We're gonna be all right. Bring back Aiyuk, bring back all my team, but improve the offensive line. Do not have them at 22nd in the league.
No
Give
20s
Brock one
anything.
more second. Yeah, we get the 22nd rank. And that's what the best, arguably, think about this, Ronbo, and I'll be quick. Arguably the best left tackle since Anthony Munoz or Jackie Slater. If we didn't have him, if we didn't have Big Trent, my God, Ronbo.
Oh my! Right, that's what
it ain't but 12 more positions to fall.
God, we'd be in
got
trouble.
to get a stud. Get a stud, man. Please even out my offensive line.
We went from Staley to William. That's why I'm worried. We always keep legendary left tackles. That's why I'm saying don't fool around, Kyle. You got to draft up to go get a tackle, and he better be good. Come on.
He better carry the mail. It ain't, but you know, it's some good ones out here. People are ranking them really high, but I see traits of a dominant offensive lineman in JC and Fuaga.
All right. Now, everybody knows about that gap in Oregon.
I already see it in
All right, Phil.
It's a nasty. I like nasty.
Yeah. Vicious. Richie, what's that Richie's name? Was spit at people's face at the line of scrimmage and get a
Richie
flag.
Incognito. Yeah.
I wouldn't want my guys to hang around him after the game, but Richie's just sick. I loved it.
A road grader. Yeah, he gonna take that last shot. And with tackling not being a premium, I think because they outlawed the hip drop. Man, our running game can really explode.
And I see
a physical running back next year is going to have close to 2,000
easily
yards,
especially when they're going to set things up with the rules now. And as I say, have a guy like Incognito headbutting people off the snap. I said, "Whoa! The ref didn't see that.
Man,
that dude is hurt."
Man, intimidate him, Ronbo. That's how you win. That's my philosophy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Way to go, fam. I tell you what, I'll see you Sunday if you got time, Terradome. If I see a program coming up, I'll float on in there quickly. All right.
All right. Hey, man, I'm gonna drop you a little DM in the Twitterverse.
Right.
And shout out to the Rams fans. Jim Everett, go ahead and change that thing to the great Jimmy G, because y'all take our leftovers. Thank you very much, Ronbo. Pleasure.
Appreciate you, fam. Night, Terradome. God, how bad it's to be a Rams fan. All you can do is heckle the 49ers. And by the way, Jim, what win a ring? Jim, what Rams fans selectively like to forget is the 49ers have established themselves as one of the greatest franchises of all time. You guys, meanwhile, it took you an entire century and you got 2 rings. I don't know where you get off talking. I don't understand where your position in the hierarchy is at the peasant level. Keep that in mind. Elvis! Yeah, Ellis, he must be the table because he's... Oh, here he comes. That man. Hey, yo, Bill.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Just got a minute. The 12th is my birthday.
What? You're an April 12th person? Well, in that case, let me just knock this out right now. It is time once again to sing to a 49er faithful. Our man Billy is had his birthday already. So we say, happy belated birthday, Jimmy. Wait, who's Jimmy? See, that's your fault. You guys are talking about Garoppolo, got me in the wrong cut. Happy birthday, Big Bill. Happy Niners birthday, Big Bill. Bill, happy birthday, bro. Did you do anything special?
Yeah, had some ribs, had a free birthday Denny's.
All right.
For all those people out there that have a birthday, you download the Denny's app, you get your free Grand Slam on your birthday, FYI.
Hey, is that right? Everybody's not
Yes.
aware of that.
You guys download the app.
There you go. I've been to Denny's. I used to love to stop at Denny's late night. Denny's is always located in sort of like secluded areas, right? Usually, every now and then there. But, it's always nice. The waitresses at Denny's are always nice. Yeah, I like Denny's. Especially that beef au jus sandwich. My God, that's good. But anyway, Bill, before we start talking about food, because I always tend to get carried away. Hey, Bill, we got too many draft picks, and I know you want some of the legacy babies on this team, but you're not keeping all 10 of those picks. So, you need an offensive lineman that's really good, because Trent Williams is not going to last forever. What do you think?
I don't think they're going to pick an O-line.
In the first round?
I don't think
That's
they're
a
gonna
fear,
pick a wide
actually.
receiver.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to pick a cornerback. I think they're going to most likely pick somebody we don't think of.
Yeah.
You got to remember, every year he picks a running back, so that's on the list. A running back is on the list. What number? 3,
Not in the
5,
first, 6? Third round, maybe a fourth. No, fourth.
Third, fourth, or maybe 6. He might do a running back. But
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
when he picks that first pick in the first round, you guys are going to be really disappointed. Just
Bill,
be ready for disappointment.
I know, I agree. I've already set my mind up for that. I know it. And for the first, for the pick number 31, and they'll be pissed off already because they didn't trade up. Picking at number 31, the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock, and they'll come back after this announcement, and then they'll say, with the 31st pick in the 2024 draft, the 49ers select Ozzie Renfro, cornerback. I say, Kyle, explain to the world, what the hell did you guys just do? We don't need a cornerback. You guys got 15 quarterbacks. You got a quarterback in the second and third round. It's funny because you got to
ask you this question. Somebody's been bringing it up, and you never can excuse a Shanahan move. There's been rumors of Kyle Shanahan trading that number 1 pick for Dak Prescott.
Stop it, Bill. You made that up. No, he's not. Why would it, Bill? No, he's not.
Talking about that. I'm like, no, I don't see that happening. And they're like, well, it was a guy that was telling me about that. He's like, I have ties, and I'm like, okay, please give me a break.
Bill, tell him to go straight to the proverbial place. There's no chance in the world that the 49ers are giving up a first-round pick to get Dak. Jerry would take that in a heartbeat, first of all. And Jerry probably say, well, you know what? You can sweeten this pot because Dak is only worth $40 million. Hell, he ain't worth $40 million. Give him 35, and I'll take BCB. We'd be getting shafted like the worst deal in NFL history.
Right. See, that's the Shanahan move. That's the reputation. People are talking because he's so known for choking. So Shanahan is going to do a Shanahan move. If I was to make a call, he would trade for a legendary Cowboys cheerleader. That's how I would put him out because he's going to make a bonehead move. I would love to see an O-lineman. I would love to see a wide receiver. But because I love it, don't mean it's going to happen.
It is. That's true. I have the same feelings. It happens to me all the time, too. Oh, man.
It could be a defensive tackle to replace Eric Armstead. Ever thought about that?
Well, we picked up a guy. He may not be quite as good as Eric, but he's probably up there and around the same area. The guy we picked up from Texas. And he's going to cost less money. And he's not in pain all the time. At least he hasn't been. So we might be okay with this kid. Because
if he'll make a call to either be a defensive tackle or a linebacker. I'm thinking that's where they're going to go. That's just a thing I'm thinking he would shoot that direction.
But they're gonna take on Dre Greenlaw's status and how he's coming along. The 49ers aren't going to want to draft a linebacker if Greenlaw is going to make a return. I guess they're constantly talking with the doctor and expecting the doctor to be honest with him if he's going to fully recover from that snap or not. But, that's a reality. But, Bill, the 49ers could look at a linebacker. We're famous for having great linebackers, and we don't want to stop that trend now. We're famous for left tackles, too, though. So.
Yeah, well, I don't see him doing that. I don't see – it's Kyle Shanahan we're talking about. So, at the end of the day, but if we stay where we're at, any of the legendary babies you're talking about are going to be off the board. Jerry Rice's son's gone. Owens is gone. Gore's gone. All of them are gone.
Hey, what round are you talking about? So, when will they all be out of here? By what round?
Yeah, I think they're all going to be gone in the first round.
Bill, are you serious? You're not serious.
Yes. I'm serious. I think they're going to be gone in the first round. There ain't going to be no good pickings there.
You can't get picked up just because your name is Rice or whatever. I mean, I got to see you play.
Philadelphia is looking at Jerry Rice's kid. And I think if I heard correctly,
who's looking at Terrell Owens' kid? We were looking at Terrell Owens' kid. Okay, who else? Frank Gore's kid. Who's picking him up?
If I was to say, it would be Indianapolis.
Doesn't Indy still has their premier running back, don't they? Jonathan.
Yeah, but see, there's always so I would say he's going to Indy.
Have too many. Yeah, so
it's either Indy or Jacksonville.
Now, remember, Bill, you said they'd all be gone in the first round. Now, I'm going to be watching that so I can say, Bill, I tried to get you to calm down with all those kids going in the first round. Now one kid didn't get picked up to the sixth round. There were two picked up in the fourth. That was as high as they got.
Well, if we get lucky, we get lucky. But, I don't see them trading up. I see us staying where we're at.
We don't need these picks, Bill. Bill, okay, I just want you to look at the team for a minute. We don't need all these picks, right? So, and the teams around the league know it too. 49ers are going to force other teams like the Hawks to get rid of more capital than they want to because they're worried about the 49ers taking that kid up in Oregon, Fuqua, I think his name is.
Uh-huh.
So the 49ers are going to make people do things they didn't want to do. I just know it because everybody knows the 49ers got all those picks. You got a team that's already stacked. You don't need a lot of kids. You need about 4 or 5. That's enough.
You really need is an O-line and speedster receiver, one that can go down the field fast to open up for Debo, to open up for George Kittle, and to open up McCaffrey. And we need an O-line to block. and maybe a defensive tackle or a linebacker. Not much. We don't need much, but we do need a speed receiver that can run really quick. You have to put 2 or 3 defenders on at all times. That'll make Debo. Y'all complaining about Debo not able to do anything, but if they're blocking the other guy on the other end, you leave Debo open, and you know what happens when you leave Debo open? He's gaining more than 10 yards on you.
So, yeah, we'll find out because 2 weeks from now, we need a tight end really badly. Do you know what the 49ers could do? If they can't get a good tackle, they may take a tight end in the first round if they really believe in him. Because apparently they're not real happy about the Bama. Latu is the reason why they went out and got that kid from, or got that guy from the Lions, and the Lions said, well, no, we're matching that, so just back off. And they kept him. Brock Wright, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to do possibly could be a tight end as well. You might be right. That could be a tight end. They might pick the tight end in the first round.
Especially if they can't get a deal for a trade-up. Because, a lot of teams are going to try to block the 49ers. 49ers calling in at number 12. I got to listen, I'm going to trade you this year's first. I'm going to give you one of my – you got second. I'll give you a second and a fourth. Who is this? It's John Lynch. John, I don't know, you wasted a little time calling me. I'm not giving the 49ers a bleep thing. What is with the attitude? Listen, sick of you and your team. What is the problem here? And he hangs up the phone. So, I got a feeling the league has had enough of the 49ers. 4 out of 5 years, the 49ers are knocking on everybody's door, getting there, and just not completing the mission. We're the Buffalo Bills of the West. We're just kicking everybody's brains out. But when it comes time to cash in for the damn chip, we seem to come up short. Damn it. So, I don't think anybody's going to want to help the 49ers.
It's because of the bonehead move of Shanahan and the reputation. And to be honest, we only lost 2 Super Bowls under Shanahan. The required Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bills lost 4 in a row with the same coach. We only lost 2. Calm down.
No, I'm talking about the fact of getting there and not finishing the job. Now Josh Allen and company have gotten to the playoffs every year, haven't they?
We got 2 more Super Bowls to become Buffalo Bills because they lost 4 in a row. We lost 2 in a row.
No, we got 2 more to them. I'm talking about the fact of getting to the playoffs, doing a great job. Because once we get the 49ers to the playoffs, they're not coming out until the NFC-CG. That's just the way it is with the 49ers. NFC-CG or the Super Bowl, one or the other. But that's got to stop. Stop losing that. Win it.
Well, it depends on what they do in this draft. It will depend on how our season's going to be. If they pick good in this draft, then we're winning it next year.
Well,
if they can't pick good in this draft, it's going to the Kansas City Chiefs.
But Bill, the draft, whatever we pick up in the draft, is not going to make a difference this year. We already got the horses. The draft is for the future. But Bill, we got to go. Happy birthday, Big Bill. I'll see you Sunday. All right. A Niners, Bill.
Kyle, watch some film on the draft. Please don't choke this one. Have a nice night.
You too. Val, can you imagine a 49er fan jumping to another team because they trade? No, I know who you're talking about. No, I know. We've lost a lot of players. You're going to switch teams over that? Oh, my. Here we go. Here's the comedy relief we all need. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the show the man from L.A., or the man that supports L.A. He is Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro.
Yo, Ronbo. What it do, player? What it do? Quick shout out to my brothers, Rams brothers from Jersey. They launched their podcast. You know what I'm saying? Quick shout out. The Rams Nation movement is strong, and it's only getting started. I like what we're doing. I like what Snead said recently. We're going to win the draft this year. Now, Ronbo, the 49ers are the favorites to go to the Super Bowl, according to a lot of experts, but the Rams brothers picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl this year. Now, I think they have a valid point. Remember, we won the draft last year. You know what I'm saying? We got Puka Mania, a player of the generation. You know what I'm saying? This cat is going to be the greatest of the greatest. He's going to be top 5 all time, no doubt, just like Matthew Dine, Stafford.
Just one question. You said you won the draft last year. You only mentioned one name.
Oh, we got the conductor, Kobe Turner, you know what I'm saying? We got Davis Allen, Clemson State, the new Travis Kelce. You got to check him out. He's 6'7" beast. You know what I mean? He ain't going to be like Kittles, man. You know, go Skittles in the Super Bowl. But, you know.
That's all Rudy talked about after picked him up. But I don't remember, statistically, I don't remember any domination.
You know, hey, now, you got to remember also the Sean, the genius McVay factor. He's got a secret plan B, and it was for this season.
Mm-hmm.
We were ahead of schedule. Now we're going to draft some more linemen. We got the Chiefs formula. That's what we're doing. I'm going to let the cat out the bag. We just like the Chiefs. We're going to make a stealthy offensive line for the best quarterback in football, arguably, Matthew, Dimes, Stafford. You know what I'm saying? And we coming for that NFC. It's our time. We got to get it this year, you know, and I think we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Now you know I hate to tell you, but your time has probably pretty much come and gone. You might be a little competitive. You were competitive last year. I'm not going to take that away from you. But I don't know about domination.
Oh man, well let me tell you. With Matthew, Dimes, Stafford, with that stealthy offensive line, and you got Kyron Williams, the new reigning best running back in football. It's official now. I could confidently say that.
How come?
You know what I'm saying? Kyron Williams is that dog. He wants all the smoke. Now, the 49ers are just a little roadblock in the way, and I think McVay's figured out that formula. Week 18, McVay beat Kyle. He figured him out. And Kyle did everything he could to win that game, despite what some people say. But Sean McVay is getting the upper hand at this point. And remember,
I just want to remind you of one thing, though. Sean figured out what exactly in Week 18?
He figured out exactly how to beat the Niners.
Are you talking about?
You got to watch. Now,
are you talking about this year?
Kyle threw everything in the kitchen sink at the Rams in that game.
Wait a minute. You're not talking about this game that we played with most of my second string and third string players, are you? You can't be talking about that game.
No, we talking about that Week 18 game, but Kyle wanted to win that game, and he left the first. I mean, he left a lot of starters in that game till, you know what I'm saying, McVay did his thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, Marty Pro, when those starters left, the 49ers were winning the game.
All I got to tell you, man, Sean, the genius McVay, is that dog. He's that Super Bowl champ, Bill Walsh reincarnated. You know what I'm saying?
Bill Walsh won a lot more championships than Sean McVay, who's been in the league for how long? Kyle's been whooping his behind for how many years? Walsh never got anybody on him like that.
Yo. Hey, quick shout out to Terry Dome. I see you, man. I see you in the chat. And then, hey, man, I see Young Montana. I got like 5 burner accounts in there. We got Jimmy Garoppolo in there now. we got the fake Ramilia. Hey, he's going off in there, man. He's going off.
We're going to start taking some of fake Montana's accounts down soon. But, yeah. But Marky Pro, I don't know. I don't see any reason to brag just yet. You guys got to get more done than you got last year.
Now, another thing. See, Marking Pro know the score from the Big Apple to the Big Orange. Remember, the 49ers are going to have that Super Bowl hangover. You know what I'm saying? Just like when James Buster Douglas knocked out Tyson, he was never the same. That knockout of the Super Bowl, I think the 49ers got that effect, too. They're just kind of dizzy. They don't know what to do. They can't figure it out. You know, maybe Kyle can call his big brother, Sean McVay, be like, hey, man, how do I make the adjustments? I mean, I recommend that. You know what I mean?
I think Kyle is a little bit older than Sean. Is Sean 40 years old?
Well, in football sense, no.
Well, okay, in that football sense, no. He's nobody's older brother. Listen, you can't win one time and lose to double digits to the coach and then call him your little brother, Marky Pro. That doesn't follow any line of logic that can be found anywhere.
You know, hey, man, all I got to say, keep drinking that Hennessy, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for 2024. I really feel it's the Rams year. And shout out to all the vendors pushing the Rams gear. You know what I'm saying? And some of you fans in the chat, man, y'all know, like 49er Brian. I had a few drinks tonight. I did, but not that many. Not that many. Yeah.
It doesn't take but a couple. Mike Pro, pour yourself
That's every night, Marketing Pro. Cut the shit.
Mike
shout out.
Pour another. And Mike Pro, cheers to another year of the MP in fantasy world.
Shout out, bro. Ronbo Sports, man. Hit the like, subscribe, and get these spammers out of the chat, man. It's Young Montana. That scrub's like got a mental illness issue. Ever since Trey Lance, unfortunately, got kicked off the team, he hates you guys. He's running for the Rams.
I know. I've seen him. He thinks we don't know who he is. Every now and then, that's why we randomly take down some of the accounts and throw them in the garbage, and they don't come back. So it's all good. Let him. Maybe it's
all right, Ronbo. In the parallel universe, you're a Rams fan.
I don't think so, but then, Mike Pro, thank you for showing up, and we'll talk to you later.
Shout out to the Rams fans. Shout out to the Empire Peaks.
He kills me. Matthew Dimes Stafford. Hey, Ellis is back. I heard his voice. Ellis.
Yeah. Ron Biggity Bo.
Ellis, we meant to get you in here so before you had to go through Marketing Pro, but we couldn't find you. He was tied up.
Yeah, you already know. I was trying to make sure I caught you before the show was over with.
I appreciate that, fam. I'm sitting there contemplating the fact of the matter is ain't no 10 picks going to be picked up by the 49ers. They don't need all those kids in there. Not this team. It's like I said earlier, years ago we've been excited as could be about having 10 picks because this team, we need bodies. We need to figure out who can play, who can contribute, who can make us a team to be reckoned with, right? Now we got a team that can be reckoned with, and we need a couple of really good players. And how do you do that? Get rid of some of those kids, give them another shot on a team that needs them, and give us them picks so we can trade up in that first round and get the best that's even available. Now, I could be wrong. Ellis, give me a spin on that. If you got, what are you thinking?
I mean, if we got 10, we can mortgage, I'd say 3 of those. The only thing I don't want to do is I don't want to mortgage any picks next year, like any first or second round picks next year, or if we even have a first round pick next year. I don't know that we do. Yeah, but I don't want to do any of that. So we can't mortgage any of the at least the first or second round picks for next year. But if we did a third next year, and we tried to move up a few spots, swap our first, maybe in 2/3 or something to move up if somebody's willing to take it. I just don't want I don't want it to come down to us making such a desperate pulling such a move with desperation, and then it being for absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Like get your guy that you want. You know what I mean? Get the guy that we need. And I don't think that there's anybody in the first round that we need to get outside of a tackle. We need to get one of those tackles.
That's what I'm thinking about. And get that kid out of Oregon.
Georgia, either Georgia, Oregon, Washington, or the one from BYU. One of those 4 tackles.
You know what? That means the 49ers have an outstanding chance of getting one of them because, like I said, move up. You can't get the kid out of Oregon, which he seems to be rated as one of the best out of this group. If you can't get him because he's going. Somebody said he's probably on his way already. Got him measured for a Hawks uniform right now. So
What pick did the Hawks have?
They've got to be. They left the playoffs kind of early. Did they go to the playoffs? They left kind of early. Where's JD? I want to hear that.
They got a first round pick.
Oh,
where are they at in the first round?
I hadn't thought about that though. I don't know if they have a first round pick.
So well then ain't nobody going to the Hawks unless they're planning on mortgaging a whole lot of their future. And it sounds like
I was reading an article that said the Hawks pretty much the 49ers are something about the 49ers wanting to beat the Hawks to the kid in Oregon. So I'm not sure why they would think that.
Yeah, I think the kid from Georgia, the big guy from Georgia, this was he 6'8" or something like that, that big tackle.
Yeah, I've heard about him.
Yeah, he's gonna go in like the probably first 10 picks or something like that, 10 to 12, 13 picks. I would see him going in the top 10. Tackles, the offensive line getting bolstered up is something that a lot of teams need to do because they had really.
I'm trying to think of a team that doesn't need an offensive line. Every team in the league pretty much needs a better offensive line than what they got. It's rough. You can find defensive tackles, you can find defensive linemen all over the place, but get you a good, solid offensive tackle that can stop these guys coming off of defenses. There's all kind of good players on defense. You need something to stop them, and there's just not enough to go around.
Yeah. So, I mean, mortgage three, draft 7. Then we also got we also have the undrafted free agents, but make sure that you hit on those 7.
Yeah.
If you can do it.
Shot in the dark, though.
Give me 3 or 4 of those guys that are able to plug in and play this year, and then we have a successful draft. If we draft 7, and I mean, if we can get 3 or 4 to come in and play right away, get, like I said, a couple of 2 of the guys that can come in and be immediate rotational players, or guys that can come in and play right off the bat, then it's successful. It doesn't have to be all 7 we have to hit on, but this is a draft where it's very important. We're drafting for the future. We're, this time around, we messed up in the last 2 drafts, mortgaging, sending the wrong picks off. We missed out on first-round picks for a couple of years. We burned a couple of third-round picks consecutive years in a row. The Danny Gray. We'll put Danny Gray on ice for right now, but Terrion Davis-Price, the Trey Sermons, everything that they gave up to go up and get Trey, and they never used them.
Actually, and that's the truth. They never really,
we never even used them. So that was, you gave away 3 picks to get a guy that you weren't even going to let play, give an opportunity. So that was just total mismanagement. It wasn't even about the player. It was just you guys. I think it was that COVID thing, and they were just kind of like, that was a very, what do you say? It was almost like it was his first season drafting, and making that decision. There was something a lot more sound and mature and well thought out that should have taken place during that draft, but clearly that didn't happen. But also, again, the Cameron Latu pick, I didn't like that pick from the giddy up. It ain't even about what he did or didn't do in camp. I was not excited. There were so many other tight ends that we could have got right away that are like plug in and play. They got Dalton Kincaid and Luke Musgrave and that guy that they got over there in Detroit that's balling his ass off. And these guys came right in and started playing right away. So there was a lot more other tight ends that could have been selected other than Cameron Latu. So, but we got to make this happen, man. I want 3 offensive linemen minimum out of this draft. I honestly don't care about wide receiver and all that. I've already picked my wide receiver. I've seen some other really good guys that were out there, some sleeper picks and stuff. But maybe we'll get a wide receiver in the 5th or 6th round and get some undrafted guys, in there. Maybe we can get Terrell Owens' son, Tariq Owens, as an undrafted free agent, and see if he can come in and do.
You think he's going to fall right out of the draft?
I don't think I haven't heard anything spectacular. I got to go look at his tape and all that. But again, I'm just thinking, if at the soonest he would be drafted like 6th, 7th round, probably 7th round, or just go undrafted. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. Hopefully that's not the case. But again, if he doesn't get drafted, then we should definitely pick him up. He should be one of the undrafted guys we signed. Frank Gore Jr. should be an undrafted guy that we, get if he doesn't get picked up and we don't end up getting a chance to scoop him, out of our, picks that we do have, get him as an undrafted guy, and try to get some gems out of there if we can. We got to really make do with these picks this year. We can't,
squander them away and just nonchalantly pick just anybody. Yeah, and they got to know that because we're not going to pay everybody starting next year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Armstead is already gone. That was one of the big pay. That was one of the big pay guys. Who's going to be next? Is it going to be George? I doubt it's going to be Fred. But Debo. That's why I really want to get Xavier Legette, because it's like, hey, Debo's going to come in. He's probably going to play his ass off this year. If he can get it through a full season of being healthy, he's going big. So he's going for the money.
Yeah, he wanted a
he'll likely be gone after this year.
Yeah. But does his contract does expire next year?
From what I understand, he signed that 3-year extension, right? We only signed him for 3 years. So we had one season, 2 season. Last year was, I think, the second season, and this season is the third, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
If somebody knows, any different.
Already? Damn. Anyway.
Well, that's why those 3-year extensions, they're not really, you need a guy 4 or 5 years just so you can get comfortable, because Debo's going to want to get that money. And if we retain Brandon Aiyuk, then I think Debo's a for sure goner. But if we don't and he's gone, then I think we keep Debo and he gets that second contract with us.
Yeah, I mean, stay healthy. Debo cannot come up lame and take out weeks at a time, though, in every year. I imagine the 49ers get a little bothered by George Kittle doing that, too. But George stayed on the field this year, so, they can't say anything. We got to go, though, fam. I'll see you Sunday, Ellis, and, see what happens then. It's draft time, so we got to keep coming up with these names now. You know about that tight end?
Yeah.
No, not him, no. Anyway. All right, fam.
Who?
No, I forgot what school he's from because I was watching highlights. I just skimmed through highlights. Every now and then I'll see something that jumps off the tape. Is whoa.
You're not talking about not Brock Bowers, right? From Georgia.
Because is he a really big
Brock
kid?
Bowers?
Yeah. Is he really big?
Yeah, Brock Bowers he's a beast. Yeah. He's gonna plug. He's a plug and play right away guy. He's gonna start. He'll probably he'll probably be in the runnings for offensive rookie of the year. It's exciting and as great as he has been on the Bulldogs. So
and he'll end up in Carolina. All right. I know.
Well, shit, they need some help over there, man. So either them or the Giants. Them or the Giants for sure.
That's a whole other comedy shop
Him and Darren Waller. Him and Darren Waller could do some damage if the Giants play it smart.
Exactly.
Anyway.
All right, fam.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you Sunday.
Appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you, Ellis.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the platform as always. Shout out production. Shout out to Faithful, man. You'll know what it is. Hit that like and subscribe. Shout out Papa D. Shout out Frank, Donna, Tanisha, Emilio, Bethel, Tony Tones. All the family, man. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to chat. Y'all keep it lit in there, man. Peace and love.
All right. Night, Ellis.
All right.
There
yes,
he
sir.
goes. And there he is. He is Tony Nagatani. Tony. I don't know why I feel like I'm at KTV every time you call in. There's something festive about your presence. You know what I mean? So I brought you to get me
Aloha, Ronbo. You're far too kind.
One of his, the same his too, right? Give me. I got it right here. Tony, come on in, man.
How you doing, Ronbo? You having a good Friday?
Yeah, because I'm just, the 49ers tend to, if you get emotionally attached to this team, they can really work you. You start occupying a lot of your thoughts when there's other things that are more important. But then I start worrying about the club. Maybe, you know what, though? That could be that one element in my life that's stabilizing. Can you imagine having the 49ers as a stabilizer? God! Oh, my God, I got a problem.
Well, these are trying times, Ronbo, so it's nice to look at the 49ers as a way to just unplug from reality for a little bit and focus on something that's a little bit of fun. You know what I mean?
For
but yeah,
truth.
This is. But I tell you, Ronbo, this whole Brandon Aiyuk social media thing it's so stupid.
I mean,
I don't understand the way these kids these days are just like going. Do you think John Lynch cares about if you unfollow him like on Twitter? Like what does that mean?
Nothing.
So, yeah.
And we're talking about grown-ass men.
Yep. I guess it's like putting up the bat signal, maybe like, oh, I can be had, but he already knew that. Like, the dude has an agent. They talk illegally behind the scenes. They know what the market is. This is all just it's whatever. I guess it's a good thing to talk about with 13 days or however many days, like less than 13 days to go before the draft, right? So that is what it is. I don't think Brandon Aiyuk is going to. I think they're going to extend him, but if they can get good value for him, let them get good value for him. But they really, really could. So I also just wanted to say that the Seahawks do indeed have a first-round draft pick. They pick it pick 16. So if we want to get Fuaga, we'll have we have to get if we want to get Fuaga, we have to trade with the Colts to get to 15, and then that'll be one ahead of the Seahawks.
And I'd rather go to 12 or 13. Hey, Tony, the entire draft order? I'd rather go back like in the top 10 because I don't know the offensive linemen are going to be taken. Because the kid from Penn State is actually ranked above him. Olamiua Fashanu, Penn State.
Olufashnu. Yeah. He is ranked above him. All of these guys, this is a very, very good offensive tackle class. That Penn State guy, he is very, very good. But I still don't think that we should move up that much to get him. Because what would that deal be, right? That would be number 31, Brandon Aiyuk, and a fourth, probably, to get into the top 10.
Yes.
Right? So, so if you're doing that, then you're losing the opportunity to I would not want to trade Brandon Aiyuk unless we get to also keep number 31, right? So I don't think moving up into the top 10 is wise for the team because we need, if we're going to do that, we got to walk away with 2 starters. And honestly, if we do trade Brandon Aiyuk to get up that high, we need to take like one of those potential generational players. Like that's what it has to be for, like an instant plug and play starter, right? So, I mean, and if you're thinking about it that way, it's like why not try to get up to the Jets at 10, and then maybe have a shot at Roma Dunze, because that guy is going to be the best wide receiver out of this class, I think, and I think he'd be an immediate plug and play replacement for Brandon Aiyuk. But again, we'd have to get to the Jet spot, which I believe is at 10, in order to have a chance at that. But but to do that, we'd have to trade a lot. I mean, I'm not against mortgaging next year's first round draft pick, which will likely be, in between pick 25 and 32, right? So, which is basically a second round pick. But at the same time, all the teams know that. So we have to give up more than just that to get there. So all I'm saying, if we do trade Brandon Aiyuk, I think he's a great player. I want us to keep him. I want him to extend him, for a long time. But if the relationship is soured, if Brandon doesn't want to be in Santa Clara, God bless him. But I would still rather try to keep him and then draft best available player at 31. And I tell you, a lot of the 49ers talking heads are going to say the exact same thing, but it's true. Look at the way the 49ers have handled this offseason. They've been adding veteran depth at places where the roster was a little bit thin. And it's really set up to let the board come to the 49ers. And that's great. That is really, really great. Because all of not the bad draft picks, but the 49ers have a bad track record in the first round. Yes, they took Nick Bosa at number 2 overall. That was great. Okay. Brandon Aiyuk is the only other big first round draft pick who really exceeded his expectations.
Yep.
But, trading the 3 first round picks for Trey Lance, that did not turn out so well for us. Reaching for that quarterback, as they say, could have stood pat at 12, and taken Micah Parsons or Mac Jones or whoever. That would have been better, and then we would have had 2 more first-round draft picks.
The following
only
next
good
year's,
thing,
right?
by the way.
Oh my! It's still and you didn't win the Super Bowl after all the dust settled.
Exactly.
Still and you didn't reach the goal.
Yeah, no, totally. And well, there's so many issues with this because the Niners had the picks in the position last year to get that one piece that they needed, which was the Mike McGlinchey replacement. They had that opportunity in the 3rd round, but instead they drafted a tight end who might not be in the NFL after training camp. You know what I mean?
I know.
So, but the only good thing about not having the last 3 first-round draft picks is we don't have to worry about paying who those players would have been.
Yep.
So that does give us more theoretical cap, as you project out, because we don't have to worry about whatever 5th-year options on those on those 3 years worth of players plus the salaries we would have had to play. But that's small potatoes because they can just, NFL math is totally, fungible. And, I'm not so much worried about that. But really, Ronbo, I want the Niners.
So,
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And higher up. I mean, granted, it would have been picks. What is that, like 30?
31. That's not going to be that expensive, but still.
Right. Yeah. But, so anyway, I just think that we need to wait, see what happens on draft day. If somebody unexpected starts to fall, and that's, like when we hit pick 20, if one of those blue chip tackles begins to fall past 20, then,
gotta do it.
We should be poised to move. Now,
That's what Tony, that's what they're going to do. That way they have a chance to trade up more than one time. They're going to wait and see how that player's going. And somehow they can predict how long a player's going to stay on the board. And then somewhere between 15 and 20, the 49ers have traded up. We might hear. We've seen them do that before.
And let's not forget, the Niners have a lot of picks in this year's draft, in between 4, 5, and 6. So the roster, even though we bag on it, it's still a Super Bowl roster, right? So, these guys who are drafting are not going to, I always do those fun trade Mageddon drafts, mock draft, but we can't sign all these players. We can't sign all the players that we have pick slots for. So use the currency to trade up, if not in the first, maybe back up into. That's what you do, Ronbo. You wait to see who falls, and then you trade back up into the second round. Honestly, if the Niners can, I wouldn't be mad if the Niners traded back from 31 into 33, 34, 35. Like let's say they trade with the Saints or the Patriots, who want to jump back into the first round to take Bo Nix, right? We go back a few slots, right? We pick up a second and a third, and other compensation to move back. And then we can trade back up into the second. So day 2 of the draft, we could end up with 3 second-round draft picks, which I think, right, that might be a good thing. That's 3 top 100 players, but the guys, but I think that's what the Niners are better suited towards because they whiff on the blue chip players, like the first rounders mostly, right? Unless it's obvious, like Nick Bosa, right? But you look at the, the second, third round guys, those guys who have that premier NFL talent but just might not have had the right college circumstances. That's where we got to take a look at these guys. And they are set up to do just that. Again, if a generational tackle falls to where we can pounce on him, great, go get him. I don't think that's going to happen. And it's going to be too much to get to 10 for Roma Dunze or to 15 to get like Fashnu or Fuaga. So that is kind of where we're at, right? So
and I did mention this a month ago that we should trade back and get a bunch of second round picks. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. Genius over there. I don't know who that was, but yes.
You know what? That hadn't crossed my mind. I'm so hell bent on getting Alt, Fuqua, or of course Alu, Fashanu. I said, God, please, just one of them, any one of them. Maybe Amarius Mims. The 49ers. It seems a lot of writers are saying Mims will be a 49er. I said, well, how come?
I'm skittish. I'm so skittish on Mims.
He hasn't had enough time.
He has. Yeah, well, not enough playing time and injury history, right?
Oh,
that being
no.
said, like if the medicals come back on him and you love him, like you love his personality, you think he's an upstanding gentleman, all of those good things, then sure, think about it. But I look at Amarius Mims, he's the Trey Lance of right tackle, right?
Uh-oh.
He's all
upside the
all
world. Looks
talent.
like, yeah.
Yeah, right. And if he can stay healthy, and if Forrester can teach him how to play, right, he could be amazing, right? Because he what do they call him? But I don't know if that can happen because he hasn't been able to stay on the field. So what do the medicals say on that guy? I don't know.
And 6'7", 340. If you can get that to work, and then the kid J.C. Latham behind him from Alabama, 6'6", 360.
Yeah.
Can he move?
Yeah.
Some of these guys are really intriguing just to look at the specimen that they are. But you need to be able to play football, especially in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. So you can't be just big.
Exactly.
Oh.
Right. And a lot of athletic promise. Given how few snaps that Mims has played and given his injury history, I wouldn't be surprised if Mims falls into the second. And by the way, I'd be very comfortable drafting Amarius Mims at like 35, 36.
Yes.
Right?
As long as I got something good in the first round.
Yeah, but he's such a physical specimen. Like, Trent Baalke will probably like want to get him or something. Like if he falls that late, So
I don't know why
or Harbaugh.
I'm such a sucker. I've gotten sucked in it before, but listen, that's not going to happen this year. I'm in a different organization, and I have to put up with Jed York and his BS all day long. So it's going to be. I can't wait to see what happens in the 49ers draft. Tony, we're going to go. I'll tell you what, I want to be back Sunday. Let's talk some ball all between now and the draft. Always want to hear from you.
Sounds good, Ronbo. Take care of yourself. Aloha.
Aloha, Tony. It's a big show. People have been anticipating your triumphant return.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
People have been anticipating the return of the show because, as mad as you make people, they love hearing from you. You notice that? You get more feedback than anybody else.
I am Skip Bayless and you are Stephen A.
I know, Oh, wait. I forgot. Let me give Harold some love here. Harold says, 49 needs to stay away from injury-prone players. They must draft players who can contribute. O-line is a must. Safety, corners, and linebackers. Thanks, Harold. Good point. Was there Harold? I thought I saw more than one. But thanks, Harold. All right, so continue.
I don't think corners are a must anymore. I mean, they just had depth to the corner room.
But we're going to lose a couple of guys next year, though, Show. Unless we can pay Tavares.
I think they're comfortable there.
He's ask for a lot.
Oh, then we can worry about that next year then as far as the cornerbacks go. Yeah. The ones that we lose.
Luter Jr. might work out. We might not have to worry about this, but we'll see.
Because honestly, this corner class is very weak.
Is it? Okay.
It truly is. Yeah. There's really nobody after Khalid McKinley that I would even worth considering.
So we got better in camp, like the 49ers always say. No, we didn't pick him up because we've got just as good in camp already. And when they said that, people say, "Oh, give me a break, Kyle," because I would. You know what you do, Show? Don't say anything to that question. Don't say anything because no matter what you say, you're going to get trampled.
Trust me, I've learned that over the years.
Yeah.
Big Show versus everyone.
Thanks, Jack.
By the way, Jimmy Garoppolo's Puka's name is spelled with a C. Show, what am I on anywhere in the right track about trading up? Because 10 picks you absolutely do not need under any circumstances.
No, because a lot of those guys are not even going to make the team, and I would say the first 4 picks are most likely going to make the team, and rounds 5 through 7 are usually camp body or
give the kid a chance.
Or practice squad players.
Yeah, let him go to camp.
But lately we've been having luck with 5th round picks and so on who have made the team, aka George Kittle. But ever since George Kittle's been drafted, we haven't had that much luck in 5th rounds anymore. Our luck kind of ran out on us. And
didn't we have a 5th round?
So I wouldn't be opposed to that as long as we get it.
The running back. Isaiah.
We drafted Joe Williams. We drafted TDP.
Not 5th round. TDP wasn't 5th round.
No,
3rd round. That's just so bad.
Yeah, third round.
Elijah
That's what's
Mitchell was
scary.
in the 5th round, which is very funny. He's the best one of the running backs that's not named
No,
CMC.
he's not really that great, Ronbo. He can't stay healthy.
But I'm saying when he is out there, he's pretty good. And Jordan Mason doesn't get any time. We don't really know how good he might be if Kyle.
Because they're really not that great if they're not getting any time.
You think so? You trust?
You have to show out to show up. You have to show up and to get on that field. You know.
Yeah.
Just ask George Kittle how he did it. I mean, he was a 5th round pick, and
yeah, and they still won't let him play. So
he's an all-pro.
Yeah. Well, offensively won't let him play, but I mean, George is out there doing workhorse stuff, so you can't be mad at him. So, but anyway, what do you think?
But I've seen several mocks having us draft Kool-Aid McKinley with our 31st pick, but I don't think we need that anymore because we, like I said, solidified Kool-Aid McKinley, the cornerback from Alabama.
Oh, see. Is he good? What do you think about him? Is he worth it?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't think we need a corner anymore, like I said, because we've already signed, almost 3 of them or 2 of them this offseason.
We got starters in camp.
And they're pretty decent. And they're pretty decent corners. I mean, so they're excellent depth pieces, and we're fine there.
And if you got a frontline rush, those guys are definitely going to be more than adequate. I got Idiom, Travarius. There's a couple of guys on the bench. Luda Jr. may be more than what we think he is. There's no reason to go out and get another cornerback.
And I think we're going to be focusing our attention. I'm hoping we're going to be focusing our attention on skill position players in the draft because a lot of these guys are getting older, and we're going to I'm hoping we'll be focusing on the offensive line because Trent Williams isn't getting any younger. We need to eventually find his heir apparent, and also we need to fix that right tackle and right guard spot, and also the center spot. There's Zach Frazier out there. There's Christian Haynes, the right guard from Connecticut, who's really good. J.C. Latham, who I really want, and I hope we trade Brandon Aiyuk. I know a lot of people are not going to hear that, but I'd like to know where that $28 million is coming from.
Well, so every year I wonder where that money's coming from, because I'm still in awe of them last year signing Javon Hargrave, and I'm saying, where did they get that money?
But we restructured a lot of people last year, and we already restructured the amount of people we can this year, and so
we don't know how much
we're kind of tapped out.
How much money do you think they saved doing that? I think the 49ers lie to the media. They don't tell you how much funds are available to them. I think they really make things up sometimes or just throw a number out there when all of a sudden Javon Kinlaw comes in at over $80 million. I said, well, I know. How'd you guys do that? He's restructured.
That should have been Brandon Aiyuk's money right there if they were wanting to pay him. I mean.
But they knew. But they were hell-bent on getting that defensive tackle fixed. And then
they don't value receivers as much as they do because we're not a pass first offense.
Yeah, there you go.
So why are we going to pay somebody $28 million a year when we're not a pass first offense? We're a running team.
Well, that's a good point.
You know?
That's a good point.
That would be sort of ridiculous when we could pay that towards an offensive lineman who could be up and coming, somebody who we draft this year. You know,
but they're thinking that way, and if we could get one of those, but Ronnie.
Well, look at their actions. Look at the tackles they interviewed in the draft this year. Their actions speak louder than their words do. Yes, John Mitchell said nice things about Brandon Aiyuk in front of the camera, but their actions speak otherwise because they did interview J.C. Latham, they did interview Mims and a few other tackles who were supposed to be picked in the teams, and that's the stuff you got to really pay attention to, not just their words.
But then, when's the last time they interviewed
somebody? Why else would they
be
doing that?
But they do it all the time. When's the last time? Oh, Tyler Guyton, he's the guy people are talking about. 6'7", 328.
Mm-hmm.
Is he good, Joe? The 49ers can get him if
I'd
they
have
want
to go
him.
back and look at more of his tape. I haven't been really paying attention lately. I've been watching the Masters. I've been focused on that. So
you in the golf show?
I love golf, man.
Do you play?
I did play for 4 years on my high school team.
All right.
I don't get why people knock it. It's a really you got to be really meticulous and patient, and
I've never heard.
There's a lot behind it.
Personally, that talked badly about it. They don't play, but nobody has anything bad to say about golf.
Tiger Woods is my hero. He's my childhood hero.
Woods? Tiger made it to the first round, and people didn't anticipate that happening. So.
No, he made the cut this weekend. Yeah, so I was excited about that because he's been dealing with a lot of back injuries and had tons of surgeries recently. And
if he's getting out there still playing and he's in pain, that guy loves the game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he's worth
it's better than being a Sacramento Kings fan right now.
What kind of fan? What team?
It's better than being a Sacramento Kings fan right now.
Or a Warriors fan.
Did the Kings lose?
We're in ninth place now.
Uh-oh.
We're trying to reach the
Lakers are in eighth.
Warriors.
Oh, the Lakers moved up to the 8th spot? Kings. I just knew that. That's hilarious. I mean, Jack, the thing is, I thought the Kings had that sewed up, and it was going to be Warriors 9, Lakers 10 for the play-in. The Lakers escaped the play-in? Oh, the Kings have got to be sick. Okay, I'm sorry. I've been paying attention to that. That's crazy.
But don't be shocked either if they go after a tight end number 2 to sit behind Kittle for a year.
I will not
if
be
they
shocked
draft
in
somebody really high.
first round if they can't do any better than draft.
Because we just lost out on Brock Wright, and we haven't had anybody step up in the tight end room to back up Kittle and take the pressure off of him. That's something that we also desperately need.
And George is going to get hurt because we got lucky last year. He did get hurt.
Always does every year.
He was hurt, but he kept playing, and you could tell he wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I was like a little bit intrigued when I saw the Brock Bowers information that came out. I wouldn't be opposed to that if we did a trade like that somehow. Because that's the next George Kittle right there.
You think?
Brock Bowers.
Wow.
I
got the footage now. Anybody that's reminding me of George, I'm all on that wagon. So yeah.
So. Because George has been a lone soldier this whole entire time he's been here.
We have to get ready for life after George Kittle. We actually do, and
and that's exactly what Matt Mayoko said.
Yeah, I'm worried about what that's going to look like because this team, like Harbaugh's team, when certain people go, and if more than one goes at the same time, you feel a little devastation. How are you going to feel that void?
And one more quick point before I go. Ellis had brought up Tariq Owens earlier, and I listened to Matt's podcast with him and Jennifer, and Matt actually interviewed Terrell on the sidelines at his son's pro day, and Terrell basically admitted and pretty much gave his son a little reality check that he might not even be drafted.
Even T.O. said it.
Okay. Yeah, T.O. said it himself. He said his best bet is for his son to fight his way on up to a team's practice squad, and he did not mention the Niners whatsoever because he knows they're not going to draft him.
Wow.
Or take him on their practice squad. I mean,
can you imagine T.O.?
You got to go. I'll send you the link, and you get to listen to that interview. It's really interesting.
And can you imagine Tariq? Hey, Dad, don't help me, okay, please. Son, I'm trying to tell you to.
But he also said we should draft Trey Lance.
T.O. said that.
Look at how that worked out.
Everybody can be caught having said something that later comes back and bites him in the booty, though. We all make predictions.
Yeah, I said we should draft Josh Allen in 2019. I mean, nobody will ever let me that. And that dude just got his payday. And
I'm glad Josh Allen this next year. I can't wait to see what he looks like because I still think Stephon Diggs was a safety net, but Stephon's also the reason why they didn't beat the Chiefs.
No, I'm talking about Josh Allen, the defensive end.
Defensive end. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he just got his payday at Jacksonville, so
he'll look like
people never let me down for that in 2019. So I know what you're talking about there.
Hey guys, but before I go, after trading all them picks for Trey Lance, you think they would have the audacity to trade up for a guy like Brock Bowers and throw all the chips on the table once again with our next first-round pick after 3 years?
No, I just be
I would say they would
round.
trade away a player like a Brandon Aiyuk to get back up into the teams or something like that. Not trade away picks.
So always appreciate you. We're gonna go. I'll see you Sunday, okay?
Yeah, all right, for sure. Shout out to everyone. All right, take care. Have a good night. Shout out, Jack.
Good. You know what? All of us have it in the back of our mind. What are the 49ers going to do in the first round? Are we going to be mad as hell? Are we going to be somewhat surprised? are we going to be happy? You got those three choices. Or D, all of the above, which if that's possible. But, because I'm still thinking about Mike McGlinchey that year when Vita Vale was standing right there with his whole family wanting to be a 49er. And we picked up Mike McGlinchey. I've been mad ever since. And, and Vita did really well. Vita in the middle of the foot nose. Vita Vea, to me, is the most devastating nose tackle that the game has seen in a long time. We picked up Mike McGlinchey. Hey, Tony. Tony's usually doing his domestics right now. We'll give him a second. Tony, come on in, T. I seen him I seen him making a comment a minute ago on the working
Ronbo,
Rams. There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So
How are
Tony,
you, sir?
I'm good, Tony. I'm like everybody else in the world of football. I'm worried about the draft. Especially, Tony, you know what? You guys are still at that exciting stage, though, because no matter what you pick up in the first round, it's probably going to be somebody you can use, right? So
Dallas Turner, the offensive tackle. Offensive.
Who?
Not offensive. Outside linebacker, Alabama.
Ah, yeah. See.
Dallas Turner. Yeah, the edge.
It is fun watching the defense get built, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think y'all can get that. You said you wanted the Oregon, the center from Oregon.
Talisi.
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Yeah.
Y'all can get him, Ronbo, if y'all trade up.
What name did you just say? You think Talisi will fall to
Jackson Powers Johnson? He's the center. He reminds everybody.
Oh, you're looking at another position. Yeah, somebody else mentioned that name earlier tonight. He's looking at center. I'm still looking at the tackle because, as bad as people talk about our center, Brendan, he wasn't awesome or anything like that, but he wasn't killing us like that right side. Every team in the league, when they go to play 49ers, listen, guys, we're not going to bother to mess with Trent Williams when we don't have to. Let's get around that right side. I'm going to platoon you in this fashion, this fashion, and this fashion. It's going to be all about execution, guys. If we're going to get it sharp enough, we'll be in the 49ers backfield all day long. See, this is the thing I know that the DCs are doing, right? So you
Jackson Powers Johnson can also play guard.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all need help in right guard.
Oh, that's right. Usually, did we talk about
They got him projected going between 20 and 22.
Ooh. He's that good.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another thing. I saw a report today on CBS Sports, but this is not going. There's no way this is going to happen. The Pittsburgh Steelers are talking to the Cincinnati Bengals, same division, right? The Steelers want T. Higgins.
I knew it.
There's no way the Bengals going to trade T. Higgins to Pittsburgh.
I mean, the thing is, he's in. Bengals would have to play. No, that's not going to happen. Whoever wrote that is on dope. That's not going to happen.
It was CBS Sports. CBS Sports.
That's not going to happen.
A reporter from CBS Sports said that they're in talks, but I cannot see that happening at all.
Nobody does that, Tony.
Mike Brown trading him to Pittsburgh? No.
No. So now I got to see T every few minutes, all motivated and pumped up. No. That's just not going to happen. I would bet money on that. Tony, think about how many times within your conference have you seen Julio didn't go anywhere in the NFC South, did he?
No, he went to the AFC South.
See, nobody gets rid of your top players in your conference. That's just idiotic. That's shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, yeah. It is.
So,
and when this report came out, they said, well, George Pickens is probably not going to like it, but he's probably going to be involved in the deal. I like George Pickens, the wide receiver with the Steelers out of Georgia.
I thought he was already gone.
No, he's still there.
I'm thinking about the quarterback. His name is also Pickett versus Pickens. That's Jack's guy. Pickens. I like Pickens too. I thought Pickens, but Pickens got divitude issues too. He answered a question the wrong way during the middle of the season. He didn't go after a ball that he thought was not worth him getting hurt over. When other players are out there playing their butt off and they sacrifice their life on every play, Pickens went and told people, "No, I didn't think it was." He pulled up and it was clear he wasn't trying. and made everybody mad. His teammates turned their back on him, too.
And and I'm not going to talk too much about history. You remember the great Ricky Waters with the 49ers?
Yes, of course.
You remember when y'all lost in free agency, he went to the Eagles? And then he didn't lay out for that ball because he thought he was going to get hit. Mm-hmm. And the reporter asked him, why didn't you go after that ball? He said, for who, for what? That's all the media talks about. That's why he's not in the Hall of Fame.
See?
Why is Ricky Waters not in the Hall of Fame? For who, for what?
Yeah, that's why.
Since Ricky Waters said that.
And that's right. They make notes of things like that. Your character also comes into play when those writers are actually voting.
Yeah.
I don't know what. And T.O. was lucky, too. He did some things that took a long time. And he kept campaigning and campaigning and making so much noise. I don't know. I didn't think T.O. was going to get in after that second or third time. I said, T.O., you
and then he got mad when he did get in because he didn't get in on the first time. That's being a baby. That's being a baby. Didn't go to the ceremony.
T.O.'s really silly, but I like him. Damn, T.O., what's wrong with you?
I do. Ronbo, I did hear a report. Y'all signed cornerback Rock Yunsen, the former first round pick from Indy who went to the Raiders.
Yep.
I heard that y'all was going to sign Stephon Gilmore, which would be a great move for y'all. He's free.
Oh, I didn't know
Gilmore
was
open. Said that, but I didn't know if it was clickbait.
Yeah, you're seeing it's 27. Gilmore is he's getting up there, but
he can still play though.
That's true. He looked good last year.
I wish we signed him.
You should use your draft picks to pick up personnel because you got a team you're forming now into a champion. So you got the offense. You just need to get that defense.
And Niner Empire, past callers, Ronbo, why do some of the callers think the draft does not last? All the good players aren't going to be gone after picks 20 through 25. There's going to be good players at 35, 45, 55. Everybody can't trade up into the top 20.
Yeah.
I hear this every year.
Yeah, and the thing is, you just don't want anybody to get that one player. If you trade in the first round and get the guy you're looking for, most people don't care what happens after that. As long as you get that one guy. And the rest of the way, it's going to have to be left up to the expertise of the people involved in the draft and the ones who are making decisions and done the scouting and done their homework to know who's going to be able to work for this team. Because the 49ers, from what they say, they look carefully at a player to see if he fits the program. And that's something that everybody gets mad about, too. We want the best athlete out there, the best football player out there. 49ers actually do get people who they think work in their program, which is a very frightening thing.
Yeah, you get the top 100 players. That's rounds 1 through 3, and then you start the fourth round. Those are some good football players, 60, 70, 80. And in the top 100 players, our Falcons are going to get 3 of them because we got 2 third-round picks.
Yep. See, but that's what I was referring back to was when I say the Browns. Really, the Browns were had 2 and 3 first-round picks every year for years because they was just that bad.
Look at all them quarterbacks they picked year after year. All those quarterbacks.
Teams be trading up, giving them first-round picks for this pick, that pick. You guys got 2 first-round picks. I'll give you 4. I'll give you my first round this year and next year, and I give you 2/3. And the Browns were just cleaning up. Every year I was crying from 2013, 14, 15, 16. I said, man, look at the Browns. Think of how many first-round picks. Every year I was saying, they got, oh, my God. And when they finally got, what's his name, the edge rusher, I said, Miles, everybody wanted Miles
Garrett. Yeah.
Miles
Garrett and Nick Bosa are the two best defensive ends in football. I don't care what nobody says. Those hands down.
Has to be appreciated. But you know what? What's funny about Miles Garrett? I remember he did that video. He wanted to be a Cowboy so bad because he went to Texas. What school in Texas did he go to?
Texas A&M. Texas A&M.
That's right. Miles loves Mexican food.
He's from Texas.
Yeah, and he didn't think there was any Mexican food to be had worth a damn in Cleveland, Ohio. I couldn't stop laughing.
But I heard he's got a private chef up in Cleveland too that helps prepare his meals.
To make him some Mexican food.
Yeah.
Miles is hilarious.
Ronbo, we got less than 2 weeks to the draft, and You know, it's going to be a lot of good football players. I heard you guys talking about a lot of good players tonight. Like the offensive tackle from Alabama, the right tackle, is going to be going. And I really think y'all can get that kid, that Jackson Powers Johnson, center, but Ronbo, he can play guard too. He can be our right guard.
49ers like versatility and an offensive lineman too, so you might be onto something there. So
y'all got what y'all got. You said y'all got 12 picks.
10 that I know of.
Picks, right?
12. I thought we had 10.
And in today's age, you could trade like a fifth or sixth round, one of your fifth or sixth round picks to help you move up to get that guy you want.
We talked about this the other day. Nobody's giving up first round picks anymore.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
a suicide.
So
thing.
you know, and we got 8 picks. So who knows what's going to happen? We got 2/3 and 2/6. We don't have a 7th round pick.
You can let that go. Give them a third or sixth, and just switch with your first round pick. Give you 3rd and 6th, so I can move up to whatever. We'll just switch picks, first round picks, and you take my 3rd and 6th. And
expect Minnesota to move up, Ronbo. Expect Minnesota to move up from.
What's that quarterback's name?
Well,
yeah. It's not Caleb. Who's next that everybody thinks is even better than Caleb? What's his name?
I think Jaden Daniels is better than Caleb.
A lot of people do. So now watch what happens. Caleb's sitting there thinking he's going to Chicago, and he'll be blessed if they take Jaden anyway and let Caleb go to whomever picks up number 2.
Well, Rob, when the report came out, I know the Commanders didn't want this to get out. They said, this was against CBS Sports, man. I don't know who's coming out with this. This was like Tuesday, that Washington was talking with Chicago. Washington wanted to trade from 2 to 1 up one spot and give Chicago their number 2 pick. Chicago give them their number 1, and then Washington was going to give Chicago their 2025 first round pick and their 2026 first round pick. I said that's dumb as hell. Don't give up
because you don't know what those draft classes are going to look like.
To trade up one spot.
Yes,
that's dumb.
And we just got to talk about first round picks. That's hysterical.
Yeah, but Chicago turned them. They said Chicago turned them down. I don't know where these reports are coming from, but it was on CBS Sports Line. Oh. That one and the one I told you about earlier. CBS. Well,
we're
Chicago declined.
Chicago's a very weird organization. If I'm Caleb, I try to get out of that because they're just something's wrong. Tony, we got to go.
Chicago's in the driver's seat, though, Ronbo.
Yeah.
They're the driver's seat. They got the 1st and the 9th pick. So I think they're going to take that wide receiver out of Washington at pick 9. Chicago will.
Wow. And they'll still have a problem. We're going to find out. Next year's going to be very interesting as far as teams that are up and coming. Well, Tony, I'll tell you one more. Let me see you Sunday and talk some more football as things are picking up now as we get closer to the season.
I'm in the process of putting a list together of offensive linemen, tackles, guards, and centers for you.
All right.
Hopefully, since I'm off the next couple of days, I'll have a list together for you. I like that guy from Oregon, though, that center, Jackson Powers Johnson. I saw his tape. He reminds me of Quentin Nelson, too.
Really? Is he in Talisi? Are they both from the same school?
You talking about a tackle from Oregon, right?
Yeah. Are they both from the same school? I mean, because there's 2 schools in Oregon.
You talking about the Oregon State kid. You're talking about that tackle.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
You're just talking about Oregon. Okay.
He's going to go early. He's going to go
I
in
know.
the top 15. You're talking about
Talisi, Fuagua.
Talisi, Fuagua, yeah. 6'6", 325. He's going to be gone before the first 12 picks.
You said 325? He's gained some weight since you last heard. 334. Yeah. That's a load. And he can move.
Seattle picked 16th, Ronbo. You want to know what Seattle picked? Pick 16th.
They're going after him. They're going to trade up. Tony, oh, God. All right. Can't worry about it now. All right, Tony. See you Sunday. Always appreciate it.
You think Seattle's taking a lineman?
I mean, that's what reports are saying. They want protection in that for Geno, and that's what the 49ers are up against. And they can't beat Seattle to get him.
I heard they was going to try to get quarterback Michael Penix. out of Washington. That's what I heard.
Don't tell Gino this. Tony, we're going to go. I'll see you Sunday.
Ronbo, always a pleasure, sir.
I agree. I appreciate it. I can't wait to get in there. All right, Tony. Talk to you Sunday. You too. And I guess we are. Okay, it is wrap. So anyway, fam, I'll see you Sunday and see what else is going to be cooking up here. And I tell you, that's for Rams fans make all those. I'm not going to comment on the Rams silliness tonight. I'm just going to say, fam, please don't forget to subscribe. We want you in the mix, so when we ring that bell, so you get the notification to come on and join us. And also, don't forget to get a like. I love those likes. See you Sunday, fam. Oh, and thanks for the contributions tonight. Always appreciated. Thank you so much. Night, fam.